Welcome to the Field to the Deal podcast live watch along for the Broncos at the Bucs. With us today, we got CJ Anderson, our running back, offensive coach extraordinaire, all things coach football.
You know it.
We got the super agent Esquire Peter Schaffer.
Who's always late.
Always.
Even to my deals.
He's like always on time. I'm sure he was closing a deal 2 minutes ago, right before he got on.
Punctual.
And then we got Scot Mccloughan, GM of the Stars. I was talking to my friend David Bruton. He's like, "Oh, Scott brought me out to Washington." And with us right off the bat here, offensive tackle extraordinaire, Leo Collins. How you doing, sir? Thanks for joining us on the watch along today.
What up, LC?
Thanks for having me. What's up, Peter?
Hey, the big conversation we've had for the last 2 weeks, especially out here in Denver, is how do you run the ball? Now, so Lyle played for the Cowboys, played for the Bengals, the Bills, and he's going to be back in the league here next week. But how do you run the ball?
You got to lean on what you got to know your personnel, and you got to lean on it. You know, you got to know your guys. You got to communicate with your guys. You got to go out there and run it. You know, as simple as that. Execution. Get a hat on the head.
You make it sound so easy.
Right, but when you had Ezekiel Elliott in Dallas and you guys were rolling, how does it work?
Yeah, but, you know, I would say for the most part, you know, we had some great guys. I mean, you look at that front, you know, but I would say the biggest part was we played together. You know, and the plays that we were our bread and butter. You knew we were running. Couldn't stop it, you know, I mean, we let you know. I mean, it wasn't no secret when we line up in 11 personnel, 12 personnel. We got 2 tight ends. We got Zeke in the backfield. We know we running right at you. You know.
Here come this outside zone for sure. Right down your throat too.
You know. That's it.
So
over and over again.
There's a question here in Colorado. Do offensive linemen like to pass protect or run the ball more?
I think you know, it just depends, honestly. But I mean, it's nothing. I would say it's nothing more than playing ahead. You know, playing with the lead, putting points on the board first. You know, or just, you know, football is the ultimate team sport, though. You know, because you gotta have a defense that's nasty. You know. And you got to be smart with the ball, in all 3 phases: special teams, offense, and defense. So, you know, it's the ultimate team sport. So it really is. You know, you're just as good as the man on side of you. You know what I mean?
Speaking of team sports, I'm just throwing this out here. Opening kickoff, Giants fumble, recovered by the Browns. I know we're not talking about that game as much, but now the Browns are in the red zone in their first possession.
All right, so wait. We got with CJ and with LC on the phone. LC, do you like talking smack out there on the field?
Oh yeah. You know, it's a lot of friendly conversations that goes on out there between the white lines. It's fun. Yeah, I remember playing against one of the guys. This guy in Philly, we all know Brandon Brown.
BG gonna talk that smack, boy.
You know. First time I played against him at right tackle, Tyron told me when I run out of the tunnel, he was going to be, you know, looking at me up and down the sideline everywhere I went. And I kind of got excited. So when we ran out there, sure enough, he was looking at me. Everywhere I walked, he was kind of mirroring me on the sideline across from me. And, you know, went out there first play of the game. And I would say, long story short, you know, I got knockout player of the game that game because, you know, he was talking a little smack, but, you know, when you get between the white lines,
Broncos big 20-yard play on the first possession of the back shoulder fade.
Yeah, it's gonna help this week against Todd Bowles, right? He likes to bring a lot of blitz packages, play a lot of man-to-man. I think this will be a little bit easier for Bo. Won't have to read too much, just because of the man-to-man, right? Find your best matchup. know where you want to go, win your matchup, right? Should make the rookie quarterback job easier, at least for this week.
2 in a row. Broncos are moving.
Hey guys, especially CJ and Collins here. Going in, if you've lost a few games in a row, like baseball guys are ultra superstitious. Are you guys superstitious? Like, do you change like the socks you wear, the underwear you wear, the way you get ready? If you lose a few games in a row, are you changing your routine up? Are you getting superstitious? What are you guys doing?
CJ?
Oh, I was going to say I'll let LC answer first, but nah. I've lost 8 in a row. I didn't change nothing, if I'm honest.
So Broncos have got Broncos. Hold up, CJ. Broncos 3 straight passes, not even trying to run the ball. Looks like Tampa's in a cover 3, and they're just going over the top.
It was man press.
No, it was man press, and he missed. He tried to jam and he missed. That's what we talked about with man to man, though, right? It was man to man.
He didn't touch him.
Tried to jam him, he missed him, right? Ryan Reynolds, my old teammate, got behind him, right? It was a good play. But superstitious, I didn't really have nothing, man. I just came to play football on Sunday. That's just how I was, man. I just came to play football on Sunday, right? And obviously, like LC said, it was the execution that was gonna make it happen. It wasn't gonna be no lucky socks or no grass in my sock or whatever people do. You know, Ray Lewis pick up the grass and smell it on his walkout. Like, nah, that wasn't us. That wasn't me. That wasn't me at all.
What about like then if it's not a lucky meal, but what about a good meal? What did you want to have? You want to be heavy? Like back when Scott and I were growing up, they used to give us steak and potatoes the day of the game.
Yeah, they still do that.
Yeah, as long as I got some pasta, I enjoy the pasta for sure. The pasta. I don't know if I know we did this like little pasta bar, which you can make your own pasta or somebody making it for you.
Depends on the time of the game too. If it's an early game or a late game.
Yep, that too.
Anything special? But the night before, so carb load the night before, and then the day of the game. If it's a morning game, you just have breakfast. If it's a night game, that type of deal.
I had ice cream at the hotel the day before. For sure. If anything superstitious, then there you go. I'm definitely gonna give me some ice cream after meetings. LC will tell you I'm definitely grabbing some ice cream after meetings for sure. That's happening.
CJ, we have something in common. We're emotional eaters.
Yeah, big time.
It's funny because as an agent, Gavin, I have a 20-year-old son. When his favorite part about going to visit the players the night before the game is that they'd be able to sneak, whether Scott with the Niners or the players would sneak him up to the buffet. And I said, "What do you have?" He goes, "Oh, the ice cream sundae bar was off the charts."
It's the best.
It was probably the greatest buffet ice cream sundae you've ever seen, no matter which team.
Touchdown, Denver. Like that. That's a methodical drive right there, right? Got some good breaks on the back shoulder, right? Missed the press, both sees it, hits a receiver deep against man-to-man. Right, throws a hitch out there to Javonte. I mean, simple. Kept it in front of the sticks. But I think, like I said, the man-to-man will help Bo a lot. And Bo runs it in for a touchdown. Broncos up. First time they've been up this year.
Wow. Playing with the lead. This is his second touchdown run of the year. I don't think he's thrown a touchdown pass yet, though.
Hey, it's all about dubs. We can care about the stats later.
Hey, just remind guys, retweet this out so people can catch it, see it. We got Mr. Collins on here with us, helping plow the roads for CJ Anderson. What's it like when you're blocking up there and you guys are running the ball? Do you prefer the speed back or the power back behind you? Do you want someone that's gonna explode out there or someone that's gonna help you run people over?
It never really mattered who was running the ball. It was always move this 3 technique or just break the defensive end, and just give them a 2-way go. Didn't matter. Go hit your head on the goalpost.
But what about with a running back? I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say disliked. But someone that you like, all right, I'm going to kill for him, or a quarterback who took care of you.
Zeke, man. Joe Mixon. Them dudes, man. Oh, man. They get better as the game go on, too. It's like the more you give them the ball, the more you give them the rock, you hand it off, the better they get. That timing just clicks, and then next thing you have days like we had in Cincinnati. I think one game played against Atlanta, and Joe Mixon, I think he broke some kind of franchise record. Scored like 5 touchdowns, went crazy. And Zeke, I mean, you have 200-yard rushing games. That's when you're really controlling the line of scrimmage.
See, Jack, what would you do to take care of your linemen?
Oh, they got something special, especially when I got paid. They got something special, man. And I wasn't the guy who got everybody the same thing. That was corny to me. So I'm going to LC. What you like? You know what I'm saying? Luis Vasquez. What you like? Everybody likes something different. Manny Ramirez. What you like? So whatever you like, I got you. Right? I gave you a price range too, so you didn't kill my budget. but I'm gonna take care of you because you took care of me. When we had that 1,000-yard season, right? Was number 6 in the league in rushing. We definitely took care of them boys. That year for sure.
All right. So what does Tampa do now? They're coming down to 7-0. They're missing their star tackle. What do they have to do? They have to establish Broncos. You got to figure VJ's going to probably try to bring the house and try to stop the run, right?
It depends, right? VJ's playing with a lead for the first time. You know what I mean? VJ's been very conservative. I mean, it's an opening drive. I'm pretty sure your boys over there in Tampa got their first 15, just like a lot of these West Coast offense coaches who has that. So I'm pretty sure they'll stick to the script until they get the third down or whatsoever, and we'll see how it goes.
Hey, CJ and Leo. One of the questions I was talking to CJ about this weekend, and I'm always curious because I'm a basketball guy, and I always try to disguise our plays. Like I love out of bounds plays. We call them blobs, baseline out of bounds plays. Like, how do you guys disguise your offenses to look as similar? And, so, you get the defense going one way, you're going the other. How do you disguise what you're doing to have the best advantage to execute what you're trying to get done?
I don't know how much LC hit a formation in the huddle, to be honest.
The big part because that's where that's how you know where defense is gonna set up at. Go ahead, CJ. I'm gonna let you answer first.
Nah, so yeah, I was just gonna piggyback off of that. Like, we understand what formations and what things we come out in, what fronts, right? And behind those fronts, what coverages we usually get behind that. So trying to set up where we know where we can come out on 11 personnel or 12 personnel or 22 personnel. And if we're getting the over front, under front, we like our inside zone, our outside zone, or our power or counter if we're in gap scheme, if we're a gap scheme team or duo, right? Where it's a 3 technique towards LC side and him and the guard can double team and really move at the point of attack. We try to do that multiple times so it all looks the same, so we can be successful and do those things. Big third down coming for the Broncos here too. Nice 2 first plays by VJ.
When you got the running game going too, that's how all your play actions, they look the same, they smell the same, and then you hit a big one.
And then it's how LC and them play up front too, right? They understand, right? When we're running the ball, and if they're coming off with low pad level, and then if we play action, if they still coming off, even though they can't go down the field, but if they coming off with low pad level to give it the start, it looks the same. It helps us just as much.
LC, let me ask you this. You played in Dallas for many years. What is the humidity like? So you got a team like Denver coming from altitude, but no humidity. You guys are playing at humidity, 1 o'clock game, especially in September when it's hot. How does that affect the players?
Well, we had the dome in Dallas, so we never really got affected by that.
Right. Practice in Napa every year. Training camp in Cali.
Oh yeah, training camp Cali. Nice.
You guys were a little softer, huh?
Hey man, I grew up in the swamp though, down in the bayou.
Yep.
So LSU, that was a different breed. That was our advantage. So teams would come and play there and couldn't play in that humidity.
Well, I'll tell you, back when you were when you were at LSU, you had 2 days in the heat and humidity, right?
What you say?
LC, you guys had 2-a-days down there at LSU in the heat and humidity.
Oh yeah, we had 2 days, man. That was whew.
Come back in the afternoon. You come back in the afternoon. Your pads are still sweaty from the morning practice.
So
Broncos with a big stop.
These kids don't know 2-a-days no more. Yeah, big punt return for them. These kids don't know about these 2-a-days no more, LC. They super spoiled. They didn't live in the days we lived in for sure. Padded 2-a-days, man. 9:07 in the morning, 9:07 in the afternoon.
All right, so now if you're the Broncos, we got a break here. Big stop, 3 and out. You're up 7-0. If you can get this 2-score lead, that's what everybody talks about, 2-score lead, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what you want as an offense, far as a defense on the other side of the ball, right? Defense playing with a 2-star league, right? DCs like to change up the call a little bit, right? They can get a little bit more looser with calls, right? To try to create other opportunities to get an offense to do those things.
yeah, on offense, you can really, you can control the game at your pace when you're playing with that kind of lead. Get in and out of the huddle, get up to the line of scrimmage and take your time, really assess the defense. Then you can really lean on your run game. Eat that clock up, go support some more.
And defensive calls change too. As an offense who has a lead, you can see what defenses are trying to do, not to let that lead go more, right? Not to let it extend more. So taking our time, right? Running the ball, right? Opposing our will. You see that with some of the good teams.
Speaking of early leads, the Browns are up 7-0 on the Giants early on. The Packers are up 7-0 early on with the Titans with Malik Willis at quarterback. The Bears and Colts are still tied up at 0. The Vikings are up 7-0 on the Texans. Eagles and Saints are still all tied up halfway through the first. And the Chargers and Steelers are still zeros halfway through the first as well. What other early game here are you guys really looking forward to?
What do you think, Scott?
You know what? I want to see what the Texans do. I want to see what the quarterback does because he's going to be in a hostile environment and you see how he responds. And not rooting against him or saying he's not going to play well, but I think we'll see. It's not a good environment. It's not. I shouldn't say that. It's not an easy environment at all, and it's really, really, really loud. And just see how the young guy responds, especially if they get down. Just see if he can audible the line of scrimmage or if they're doing hand checks or whatever they're doing, just to see if he hangs in there. It'd be interesting, And they're a good team. They got a lot of talent around them, which helps them out a lot. That.
It's going to be a little tougher without Joe Mixon, too. Obviously, I'm biased, but.
Well, no, you're right, though. 100% right. I mean, it's like Tampa Bay. They got 4 starters out, I mean, 3 on defense. And it makes it tough, but it's still part of the game. You still got to play. You got to line up and play ball.
Yeah, the Vikings got their touchdown from a Darnold touchdown to Justin Jefferson. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, broken play. It was a broken play. That game, too. The Texans game strictly because Flo, right? Flo like to bring a lot of different things on defense.
100%.
Right? A lot of different
100%.
packages on third down. And I just know playing in the West Coast system, one thing I hated about the West Coast system, different than playing with when we was doing our thing with Peyton, there's not too many answers for the blitz and West Coast system, right? I don't know if they West Coast system, everybody West Coast system a little different, but I don't know if LC had their guards double bumping because it ain't really crazy like slot hots or like staying on the route. So having those things put a lot more pressure on the O-line to be trying to block different things. There's a turnover too by the Texans right there. That's not going to help the Vikings. That's not going to help the Texans at all. Can't turn the ball over.
It's interesting. I was watching some tape this week on the Vikings defense, trying to figure out what makes them so special. And what they really do is they disguise coverages.
100%. 100%.
It's personnel.
So that's why Flores is so good. He's remarkable as a D coordinator.
It's personnel. So like when he was the head coach in Miami, he had your boy Collins in the back who played safety in the league, but he played corner in college. It's the same over there Cameron Bryan, who I coached at Cal, played corner in college. When he lines over tight ends and running backs, you would think it's man-to-man, but because he played corner in college, he can guard those dudes, or he can play zone, which gives the quarterback and the offensive play caller, it makes it confusing when you have those guys who can inter-switch playing corner, playing safety, but can play man-to-man and zone over top of number 2 and number 3 wide receivers, and it's just hard to tell. That's what makes Flo so good, though.
Yep.
The personnel that he has and how he decides to cover just with the personnel. That's why I like watching Flo a lot. I like watching Flo a lot, to be honest. Helps me out.
He can do what's called cover 2 invert, where you got the safeties up at the box and they go into the flats and the corners go back to the safeties.
Yeah.
Not a lot of players can do that. They're a special player.
Yeah. Well, so he understands his personnel. He understands, right? Like talking to Stoops, because obviously Stoops was over there with him when he was in Miami. Running back coach over there, still at Miami, right? Taking those guys who are interchangeable, right? Like taking a guy like Cameron Bryan, who's played safety, to go guard the number 2 or number 3 receiver, and you'll think it's zone because he plays safety, but it's man-to-man because he played corner in college, and he can run with the number 2 and number 3 receiver. You know, he don't need to run with Justin Jefferson. He don't need to run with Jordan Allison. He can run with the number 3 receiver and 11 personnel. And you would think it's zone, but it looks like man, and it gets real confusing.
Especially with a young quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't care how talented he is. It's mental. It's like you said, it's deception. It's a mind game with those guys. You know, as you play enough years, you know, all of a sudden you see enough and you understand enough and you play against a certain D coordinator for 5 years. Now you got an idea of what he's trying to do. But when you're young, that's why it's so tough for these rookie quarterbacks. Everybody's like, well, he's going to be a bust. I'm like, he's not even close to being a bust.
Right.
Let the guy breathe, man. Those guys on defense get paid too. Those coaches and players, they get paid.
What happened to LC? What happened to LC?
We lost him. I'm not sure.
We lost him.
Hey, CJ, I know you never played against your old competition, but like Jordan Love was kind of, you could see him in the pregame warming up. And do you think Malik Willis pulled him aside like, hey, that knee's still bothering you a little bit much, isn't it today? I want to play the Titans. Do you think he's pulling him aside, going like, come on, give me a shot, give me a shot?
If JL can play, they playing JL. Like they ain't finna sit him for Malik Willis because how he feels and his feelings. Like it don't go down like that. Like
not even close. Not even close.
Come on, let me get a shot. That's all.
Malik had his shot. That's why he in Green Bay.
Hey, Scott, what do you think of Anthony Richardson? You know, the QB, really second-year player, but really a rookie by game time play.
Correct.
The Colts. What are you looking for? A guy? I'm just a fan of him as a player. I think he seems like another Lamar Jackson in the making.
A fan of him? Did you hear what he said? The NFL is easy, and
I never said it was easy. I never said it was easy.
He said this. He played 4 games last year talking about the NFL is easy. Like, bro, you got a long way to go.
No. The thing is, Rob, to answer your question, the upside's there, no doubt about it. The size, the athleticism, the arm strength, all that stuff's cool. I've seen it many times in my 30 years in the league. You still got to understand how to play the position, have instincts for the position. And I'm not saying he didn't or doesn't. But in college, he was very erratic as it was accuracy, and that you can't teach accuracy. I mean, you can try to, and with chemistry, after a while, you get to understand your receivers, your tight ends, your backs, speed, where to place the ball, and all that. But he's got a lot to prove. But also, if he hits it now, he's a unique athlete. He really is. He's a big kid. I don't know him personally, but sounds like a good kid. You know, and it just, can he understand the game? Because once you start getting tape on him and more tape you get, these D coordinators are going to start messing with him, you know, and saying, okay, well, we keep him in the pocket. Boom, we got this. He's not going to beat us with his arm from the standpoint of accuracy. Now, can he throw it 70 yards? Yeah, but who cares? You know, I mean, that's arm strength. It's like a receiver that runs 4.32 but can't catch the ball. All you're doing is wasting your time. You know, but it's still nice to have, and it's a good story so far. But it'll be interesting. And I'm not questioning his football instincts and intelligence for the position. That's what he has to prove. and it's not going to come week 2, week 3, week 4. It's going to come all of a sudden week 10, week 11, week 12 if he's still healthy, because now coordinators got tape on him, and they're going to know exactly what he can and can't do.
Well, I think the biggest thing, Rob, is
hey, CJ, hold on a second. So Tampa's run the ball effectively. I don't get it. They're running the ball, getting 4
picked off, interception,
a pop, and then they start throwing the ball.
There's an interception by the Broncos that is probably going to go for 6.
You guys are always about a minute ahead of me.
Stay on
like,
your sideline.
Me too, Rob.
I'm like, oh, what's gonna?
I'm like, don't share it so quick.
But there it goes. My bad. There it goes. Right.
You're all right.
Got that 22 on like your boy. Right.
Hit that pause.
He don't make it look better than me.
For me.
He don't make it look better than me. But that's great. Great coverage, right? VJ's in cover 2 there.
But again, my point is Tampa's running the ball effectively, and then the first pass they throw for 2 yards, so now they have to throw the ball on 2nd and 8, and this is what happens, and now all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 6. VJ played great cover 2 there, and that's what happened. And here we go.
Do you judge guys that wear the same number as you, CJ, or have the same number in the past?
I don't judge it until it hits the stores. If it don't hit the stores, then they didn't do nothing. Oh, Bo turns around and turn the ball back over. No, Bo, we can't do that. Take the sack. You're already in the red zone. Tampa gets the ball back. It is a flag on the play. It is a flag. Yeah, that's that antsy. You're on the 10-yard line. You're on the 8-yard line. Like, oh, we got a chance to score. Bo, there's nothing open. Just throw it away and call it a day. Live to play another down. Oh, Bo.
Just a young quarterback.
That's tough right there.
That's awful. You can't do that.
It looks like they were offsides.
Oh yeah, got a penalty on the defense. Repeat the first down. So maybe it was a free play. Maybe that's why Bo's doing that. Oh man, that helped him a lot. That just helped him a lot right there.
Well, I will tell you a funny story now. So if I remember when Tebow, I think he wore 15 here, and they couldn't get the Tebow jerseys out fast enough. So people bought a bunch of the Brandon Marshall 15 jerseys and just ripped off the nameplate.
And put Tebow behind it.
Put Tebow on because you were getting the Brandon Marshall jerseys for like 10 cents on a dollar.
First and goal at the 4.
There was a lady in Denver actually made a fortune that year just showing Tebow nameplates and selling them for like $20, and it was still cheaper than, because you buy the jersey for $10, $20 plane, boom, you're all Tebowed out.
So first and goal inside the 5. Do you run the ball or do you run the ball?
Just run this, Sean. Run the ball.
He ran it. Got a gain of 2. Didn't go nowhere. All right. Or I guess you move from the 4 to the 2. But now he has Bo coming out on 2nd and goal. Look like Bo's in shotgun. 2nd and goal at the 2. RPO or some type of design QB run. There's another run. Touchdown Broncos.
There you go.
Keep it.
Nope. He's short. What? I thought he was in.
Hey, CJ, if you're gonna pre-announce the game for us,
seeing the lineman fall in the end zone.
I'm with you, bud.
I'm seeing the lineman fall in the end zone.
CJ's teasing me here, like, hey, we touched. Nope. Like, come on, CJ.
I thought he was in. I'm saying, well, you know the rule. Push your man into the end zone. I see 3 linemen take their man into the end zone. I'm just thinking it's an automatic touchdown. I don't know why Javonte Williams is not running the ball, though. I don't know why he got a little 38 running the ball down at the goal line. But
all right, so here's something I got a question
Correct.
for.
What do I know?
But CJ, right? So the ball's on the 2-inch line. Why not just get right up to the ball and just QBS it? Just go right away. What are we doing?
A lot of QBs don't like to sneak. A lot of QBs do not like to sneak. Have you ever seen Peyton Manning sneak with us? No, you'll see me like right behind him. I'm getting it for the sneak.
Well, and the thing is, Peter, too, about that, honestly, because I've been around homegrooms for so long and being a quarterback guru, apparently, they're worried about getting hurt. Their neck, their shoulders.
They take a lot of pounding on that sneak. You think it's not a lot because it's close contact. They take a lot of pounding on that sneak. I'm pretty sure. 4th and goal right here. Sean's running down like he's going to call timeout. Oh, he's challenging it. Maybe they got in.
He looked in on that one from my TV view.
Even if he's not in, you got to go for this.
Yeah, I mean, you forced him to go on a 99-yard drive, but
he's in. Now, whether they could see it or not.
Correct. The call on the field most of the time stands, as you're well aware.
Oh, Josh Jacobs, that's just pathetically terrible. Safety one-on-one with me in the hole with the goal line, that's a win for me every time. Sorry, I know that's a different game, but that's just – I hate running backs. Pass down, bro.
Wait. When you say pathetically terrible, isn't that redundant?
Yeah, very
It's like a double negative.
He's just emphasizing it.
Redundantly double negative.
That made me upset. I got the little 4 box going on. I'm watching all the games. That made me upset though. Like you ain't no way. 2 reasons why I'm upset. One, right? Josh Jacobs, first round pick. That's great. But he's making more money than me. I score that as a guy who does not make his $12 million a year. I run that safety over for a touchdown. Right.
Hey, CJ, when you're coaching and you're the OC on the sideline, obviously you're not wearing your Pro Bowl bucket hat there. But are you wearing a visor or a hat? Like,
I'm a hat guy. I'm a hat guy. Unless I got my haircut. I ain't got my haircut. But I'm a hat guy, man.
Okay.
I put the hat on.
Not a visor guy.
Not a visor guy. And I'm kind of like Scotty. I would love to wear my hat backwards, but I heard that it's disrespectful to the organizations because you got to show the logo or whatever. So
Well,
put the logo on the other side.
Yeah, no. You're right. I used to go to practices when I was in San Fran. When you got your Nike, whatever you have, what Adidas, whatever it is, and I'd walk out there and other stuff, and the equipment guys going to be like, they're taking pictures of you. You can't be wearing that.
Can't be wearing that. Yeah.
I'm like, bullshit. I wear whatever I want to wear. I'm comfortable.
You know exactly who I GM for, right? You know exactly who I'm coaching for. Why are you tripping if I'm wearing this hat backwards? Like the logo's all over the stadium, but you want to put the logo on my hat.
100%.
It's like
100%.
You ask for the licensing, like, hey, you know what? If you want my picture on there with the logo, there's got to be a little some royalty fee in there for Scott there as well, right?
Yeah, I was doing fine, but I'll be like, they're like, we're serious. We have a contract with Nike. You have to, wear that shirt on the practice field, especially during training camp, because there's so many pictures and videos taken of you. I'm like, not really. And they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's bullshit. I don't believe it. But I'd go change just to be nice and be like, okay, I'll play the game. It's cool.
Yes, Scott just starts going out there without a shirt on. All right, here.
All fans. I guess they couldn't see him. I hate when a TV copy does that. Like they did the replay. They didn't show the fans on TV, nothing. So the only people who got to see it was the Tampa Bay guys. So 4th and goal at the inch-yard line, inside the 1.
Sneak the ball.
Hand it off.
Is this a Wildcat situation? Will you put CJ right under center under this?
No way. That's what he called on 4th and goal and got in. Oh my goodness, what a play. That's a terrible call.
Scott, I'm starting to think this is a little bit better. We're kind of helps the anxiety of the game watching CJ first.
That's a bad call. What's the play? Y'all ask me if y'all agree with this call. I don't agree with this call.
All right.
But it worked.
21 personnel.
You're
She had
playing
22
better
personnel. Oh boy.
Right.
Doing, Sean.
It worked. It worked.
Wow.
It worked.
Wow.
It wasn't supposed to work. That was supposed to be -3.
Don't go sideways when you're on the 1-yard line. You go straight forward, straight downhill. I'm
fine with that play on 4th and 3, 4th and 4. You just fall over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
I'm fine. That's your 3rd down call.
Is that like more of a college football when you got wider hashes where he's got a longer distance to run? But in the NFL, it kind of narrows it out a little bit, doesn't it? You just saying that my running back.
You're flirting with fire there.
Yes.
He had to go 12. He had to go 12 yards once he dodged the first guy.
Correct.
Yeah, you're saying that my running back is better than their DN. And forget that these DNs can run.
But still, even pitching it's
and pitching it is a whole bunch of no's on there. I mean, obviously it worked out for him. Touchdown Broncos 2-score league, but
hey, let's go.
I'm not a fan of the call for sure.
Hey, we got Greg Hilliel again watching with us. First he said go Bucs, and now he's saying ouch.
Yeah, that's tough.
Don't worry. They'll get back in this.
Hey, Scott, settle down. So these are fans here watching, not GMs with logic and reason. Okay.
Hold tight. I'm sorry.
You all good?
Hey, Peter. I know it's your guy Joe coming on later. I saw him come on the inactive list when I was watching the pregame shows, and I thought and I'm just start thinking and go, wow, I got Tank Dell on my fantasy team. I wonder if he's going to see the ball a little bit more.
But I think right now it's a different ballgame when you have Tank Bell in there than Joe Mixon.
Right. And they're down 14-0 already. Darnold with 2 touchdown passes. And they got the ball back.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Boy, Scott's girls are calling.
I was like, he's doing a telethon over there.
Oh, pick six!
Yeah.
Here we go. Sorry, I got the Packers.
Okay.
Jared Alexander with the pick six right there. Yeah, pick six. That's Will Levis. I'm curious to see. I love Callie, but I'm curious to see when does he not play Will no more. I don't know who else is back there, but when does he not play Will no more?
Let's see here.
Who do they have though? Obviously, Ryan Tannehill says he'll come back, but he wants $20 million.
I don't blame him. You need me.
Hey, you know what, Peter? You wait and see. He'll end up getting it eventually.
Yeah, you need me.
Hey,
Don't panic.
Hey, if Will Levis has any, it's kind of like having some backup there. It's like to stay as starter. It's Mason Rudolph is the backup. So
Will Levis is the backup.
Yeah, he's not. Will Levis ain't going anywhere, guys.
Will Levis is the backup. There's nothing. Hey, I get an opportunity to be a head coach, but it's like, man, you start looking at some of these teams, like, what are we doing?
Did you guys see anything with Russell Wilson this week? I saw Justin Fields got the start this week. Is Russell healthy again? Or is it now Justin's the starter?
He's inactive with a calf still.
Okay.
All right, so now
Russell's done, man. Over there. Russell, they better be trying to figure out how they can trade him. VJ is playing great D right now. Like they own it. They own it right now. There is nothing open for Baker to where to go.
Well, I'll tell you something. This is not exactly how people envision this game starting. It's very good for the Broncos.
Trap game. I said it on Friday, man. Trap game. Sometimes it's one of them games in the NFL, week-to-week league, right? Broncos look way better than what they've looked over the last 2 weeks, and hot Baker start is hurting. Good D.
Do you think sometimes it helps when you're struggling just to get on the road? Does that help you as a team when you're struggling?
They started on the road.
Yes.
They started on the road.
No, but I'll tell you what, CJ, when I first started in San Fran, we were not a very good team. And we'd be at home and, the fans would be getting, all the media, all the hype.
Yeah, less distractions for sure.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden we go on the road and it's like, F everybody. We're by ourselves. Let's make a family. Let's hang together and fight together. We win or lose, it didn't matter. It was like it brought us more together, which is really cool.
All right, so Scott, now that the Broncos stop on 3rd and 7, another good call by VJ. So the Broncos are playing this week in New York, and they're instead of coming back to Denver, they're staying at the Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia. And sort of what you were just talking about, getting people together, team building, bonding, all that other stuff. You a fan of that? Yeah,
we used to do it in San Fran. They still do it. When they head east, and then they go to Youngstown because that's where the ownership's from. But they, I mean, and the thing about it is there's less distractions. You're not flying back and forth, time change, family, kids, you stay on the road and all you're doing is concentrating on football.
So they're staying in Tampa tonight, and then they're going to go to West Virginia tomorrow.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan. I'm sure the players aren't because they want to see their wives and girls and that kind of stuff. But from a personnel standpoint, I always liked it. Always liked it because it's like you said, you got to come together. That's all you got.
And early in the season, sort of build, team building, all that stuff.
Well, the thing about it too,
Jalen Hurts pick interception in the red zone.
Tough.
Beautiful drive they're having. Beautiful drive.
Oh, good. Oh, he didn't get his feet in, but that was a great ball by Bo. Gotta get your feet in there, young kid. I think 16 is a young kid. That little Jordan or little Humphrey.
He ain't little.
I mean, that's his name, though. That's his name.
I understand. I've seen him. He ain't little.
But yeah, he got to get his feet in. He got to get his feet in bounds there. It's not college, kid. You got to drag them toes.
Hey, I'll give you guys a quick update here. The Giants and Browns are tied up at 7 at the end of one. Near the end of one, the Packers are up 17-7 on the Titans.
Wow.
In the last minute of the first, it's still 0-0. Colts and Bears. Near the end of the first, Texans are down 14-0 to the Vikings still. And then just started the second there. The Saints are up 3-0 on the Eagles. And the Chargers are up as the start of the second, 7-0 on the Steelers. And as we know, our Broncos 14-0 on the Bucs. Are they playing in the same stadium last night as the University of South Florida, where Miami was playing?
Yeah, that's why you could see the hash marks.
Yeah, South Florida is actually working. They're working on a stadium on campus, though.
Okay.
From what I'm hearing, they're trying to get one. 4th and 1. Right, Broncos are choosing to go for it. There's a sneak right there.
Go right away.
Go for it. Why go for it there?
Punt. Right, I wouldn't have went for you punted because your defense playing so well, but they got the first. But that's the thing, right? If that goes the wrong way, now Tampa Bay gets the ball right there with a chance to get points. Like
in momentum. Momentum.
If you're playing Madden, CJ, you'd go for it.
This ain't Madden, baby. This is not Madden.
It's not Madden. Wow, he about fumbled it too. Wow.
Yeah, he almost fumbled the snap. That's why you don't sneak it, Pete.
Sean's living on the edge today. He's going all out.
All right, so here's something. So there was 25 seconds on the play clock, 22 seconds in the quarter. Wouldn't good time management have been knowing that the clock is going to run out before the play clock to go up there and try to draw them offside, quarter happens, and then you run, see if you get the free 5 yards, and then come back and then sneak it in the start of the second quarter?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't waste a play. No. You don't waste a play with those type of seconds going down. Like you let the quarter go and let it go.
Well, and the thing about it, Sean's got to let him know in his ear what to do, because he's not going to,
he probably not.
Yeah, I mean, but Bo, he's played enough football. He understands football. But sometimes you get caught in these games. They don't know the clock. They don't know what's going on. They're worried about calling the play and getting the play and reading the defense. And that's when the head coach has got to step in and say, hey, just chill. Hard count, see what happens. Well, and then, let the quarter run out. We're already up 2 scores. We want the clock to run down anyway. And then we'll go from there.
Hey, Justin Fields with the touchdown for the Steelers on a 5-yard run.
Imagine that.
Tied the game.
I do not have the Steelers, by the way.
Well, all right, speaking of things that you did not have, did you have the Tampa Bay Bucs with 22 yards in total offense in the first quarter?
Definitely not.
And the Broncos with 100 yards in total offense?
Definitely not.
It's a week-to-week league. It's what I'm hearing, Peter.
It is.
But I think that part of that then is obviously how well the defense is playing. And, Bo had the one interception, but it was fortunately called back. But if you're going to win quarters 100-22 in total offense, you're going to probably be up 14-0.
Well, it's the turnover by Baker, right? And then it's not even a turnover, right? VJ, right? There's been 4 possessions by Tampa Bay, 3 and outs, and 1 turnover. So you ain't really got the ball to do anything either. Obviously, defense is playing awesome with 22 yards. That means the other side of the ball is going 3 and out fast, right? Quick.
Correct.
Get more opportunities for your offense, right? But we knew VJ was going to come in and play, right? Have his boys ready to go. It was all about on the other side of the ball. VJ's making it easier for those guys.
It's a little bit easier when you're up 2 touchdowns as well, either for him to be a little bit more aggressive where he needs to be. Speaking of close games, last night, did you guys stay up to watch the CU game last night?
Oh, yeah.
I did watch the Rainbow.
Stay up. It started at 6:00.
It got late.
I mean, it went to overtime.
Yeah. Hell of a game.
The concept of having a Hail Mary to win the game, though.
That's to tie it.
To tie it, right.
Yeah.
That was one of the weirdest Hail Marys I've ever seen. Everybody's in the middle waiting for the jump ball, and he throws it all the way to the left to the one-on-one receiver, and then the DB somehow falls. The Lord is on your side when all that happens.
Well, and the thing about it was,
where did you
see the quarterback credit for it? That receiver made a hell of a play.
Made a hell of a play, boy. Dang, man.
That far down the field, tracking that ball with your eyes and moving back and forth.
Good ball. Oh, wow. Sneaking it in there, right? 2nd and 3 hits Corton Sullen on the corner route, right? Good ball by Bo Nix. Great catch by young Suddy. But once again, man, he's sitting here like we talked about, right? That was an out route. Excuse me.
Hey, we got another question from Greg here. Is like, hey, CJ, do you guys prepare the same way for non-conference game, the same way as you would for, conference games?
There's no such thing as a non-conference game in the National Football League. It helps you, all wins help your record. All wins help your seeding. All wins. So it's about the dubs. It's not like USC who just loses to Michigan but still can make the top 12 for the playoff. right? Or USC or Michigan lose to Texas. They lost to an SEC team, but they can still make the playoffs if they win their conference. Like, nah, there's none of that. We got to win the division first. That's always the most important because that automatically gets you in the tournament, and then you got to win every game to see where your seeding is for that tournament. That's just kind of how we think of it.
But CJ, isn't there something to be said about the fact that you're playing the Chiefs? You've played them twice a year for the last 4 years that you've played. You've already played them once. You've got the scouting report. Now, of course, it'll change a little because it was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. But, I mean, personnel, DBs.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, that's the difference, right? Playing the team that I know who I know, right? Like, I knew Bob Sutton and we knew Andy Reid for so long, right? Obviously, Spags is over there now, but I played against Spags a couple times, right?
First down Broncos.
Obviously in Oakland, right? We knew Jack Del Rio. He was with us in Denver. So those games are a little easier. But other than that, every game, there's no conference games. Every game is the same.
But easier or the fact that they know you like you know them. So they hear Peyton calling, razor, like, okay, here comes this, and
here comes this. Yeah, so it works both ways. Makes it easier to know, but harder to execute because everybody knows what everybody's doing.
Hey, if you're listening, you're watching, send us your questions in the comments or on Twitter. CJ, Super Agent Peter, and Scott. We got to come up with a better nickname for you for as like a GM instead of just it's the GM Scott.
That's all right.
What was your nickname when you were playing baseball in Toronto?
Randy Johnson.
No. You know what?
The Big Hurt. No.
The thing about it was, honestly, when I got in the league,
throw it away, Bo. Okay, use your legs then.
When I got in the NFL, I was young. I was 34. Well, I was 24 when I first started, but my first big gig with 49ers, I was 34. Everybody called me Scotty, and it always bothered me. I'm like, my name's Scott. Nah, you just call me an experienced football executive. How's that?
And it's Scott with one T too, right? Let's get it right.
Yeah,
Scott with one T.
I think that's a holding on Bowles. They're going to call this one back a hold on Bowles.
2nd and 14 for good old Broncos here, but they are in the red zone.
Oh, that's holding.
You see that?
You got to let go, buddy.
You see that? 27th in penalties. You got to be better than that, Broncos. That's too high. That's way too high.
What cracks me up is, because I've been fortunate enough to have some great offensive linemen, but I'm watching Bowles right here. He clearly held like 4 feet in front of the referee, and he's still going palm like.
I love it.
What
those are my favorite ones.
How you calling it?
My palms up are the favorite ones. When people know they mess up and they still do palms up, I love it.
Well, the thing is, Peter, too, he's gotten a lot of holding calls in his career, but he's a pretty damn good player. When he's right, his stuff's right.
He's very athletic, lacrosse player in high school.
Well, he's a big kid, too, and he's a tough son of a gun.
He can move his feet, man.
Yep.
I was happy when we drafted him my last year in Denver. Right?
Yeah.
He was young, though. We had to tell him every call.
Well, and I think that's when the holding comes into it too, still to this day, because I think he gets overexcited about stuff. He's like want to dominate so much. But when he's right now, he's a pretty damn good player.
So John Howell's going to call. John played for Tampa when they won the Super Bowl. He knows all about the Tampa too. His son actually is a safety now at CSU, and so it'd be interesting. Yeah, good player, and find out what the Tampa 2 is all about and how it was successful. Of course, they won the Super Bowl.
Broncos might have got nope. What's going on? What's going on now? I would decline to let them kick a field goal. I mean, they're gonna kick 3 anyway. There go. Speaking of Bowles, that wasn't Bowles. Why would you block them in the back? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, Denver? Why are we doing that? That just makes no sense. It's 3rd and 13. Like, Sean's calling the play to take 3. Let's just take 3 and call it a day.
It's football, CJ. You know that.
So look, it's crazy. As a player, I was like, yeah, but when you get on the other side and you really learn the game, you get on the other side. I called one of my coaches was like, I see why you used to get mad at us when we used to do stupid stuff like this because it is stupid. It's just not smart. It's just not smart.
But the thing about it, CJ, the way I always looked at it, because I've been through a lot of players in my career. Good players, average players, bad players, whatever. The one thing I always had to remember, they're competing.
Yep.
They're not trying to screw up.
Yep.
They're making a living, and they do stupid things multiple times. You're like, okay, but that's just who he is. It's not the fact that he's doing it on purpose,
Right.
You got to give him credit. It's just like, wow.
How about Deshaun Watson, the $250 million man, 29 yards?
He getting slapped though. Are you watching the game? He's been hit. He's been hit at like the Browns O-line looks like CU O-line. He's getting hit every play. He getting hit every play. He getting hit every play.
29 yards in total offense for the Browns.
Yeah. He getting hit. They getting slapped.
And
like,
Daniel Jones isn't looking so bad. 7 for 8 for 75.
Right.
Like so that last play, they just cast somebody free, come off the edge and hit him. Like I literally just text my brothers and say, y'all see the Browns right now? They're looking like CU O-line. Like he's getting hit every play. He's getting hit every play. It's hard to be successful, Pete, when you getting your main man smack every play.
True. I've been around teams. I've seen it before in person quite a few times.
We still have a soccer game up in Indianapolis. 17-0 Broncos. Who had 17-0 in the
second game? Gotta love it.
Right? Who had 17-0?
I did not have that on the bingo card.
No. Who would have? It's good for Denver though. They need a win.
Great.
They need a win big time.
I mean, you got Baker. You're going. I mean, he's gonna get some points on the board some way somehow. So this isn't gonna. They're not gonna keep pitching the shutout for the whole game.
No. He will, but it's been his career. I was with the team when we drafted him, number 1 overall. Really good rookie year. But then he fluctuates. He goes back and forth, and it's just like, what is he? Don't get me wrong. He's a solid player. They're 2-0 for a reason. He's had a good start of the season so far, but he'll go south on you too every now and then. It's like, wow, that's the same guy.
Yeah, the south that Scott's speaking of is him trying to make plays.
Correct.
Right outside of the system in the scheme where he doesn't need to because they're losing. He feels like he needs to make a play.
Correct.
And that's just been Baker's thing.
And you know what? And I know him personally, and you love him for it, but you also hate him for it. He's so competitive, and he wants to fight everybody and prove that he's the guy. It's like sometimes just chill. Understand, live for another day.
Yeah, you are the number 1 pick, bro. You don't need to prove anything.
Correct.
They're going to give you all the opportunities in the world.
But that's his mindset. That's the way, which you respect, but it's also a detriment.
Jalen Hurts fumble. But I think also what's different now is that with the limited preseason, there's not a lot of film. And so now teams do have 2 game films. So they know what sort of strengths are, weaknesses, tendencies. Tampa did have a new offense coordinator. So how does that affect things?
Correct.
Lean worked with me in Denver. Liam Cole worked with me in Denver.
Hey, Mr. John Howell, thanks for taking a break from your hunting trip. So thanks for joining us. Much appreciated.
Where the elk at, man? Where the elk? I don't see the elk.
I don't see anything, any racks in the backyard in the back.
Oh boy.
What? There it is.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
He got him.
Don't doubt me, boys. Don't doubt me.
He got him, man. He got him.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Boy, he doesn't keep his receipts long, that's for sure.
So how does that process work? What do we do? Do we cut the head off and hang it and eat the rest? Like what do we do?
That's right. That's pretty much what we do. We put that head on the wall so we can look at it and we eat all the meat up and then we go get another one.
You got to have some place to hang your hats.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. No, hey, I appreciate you fellas having me on, man. I really do. It's good to see some old familiar faces and some new ones and guys that I used to watch play the game. CJ, it's good to meet you, man. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Nah, we're happy you're here. We're happy you're here.
So, John, we're watching Tampa, and you played safety in Tampa. What do you think is the reason that Tampa 2 works?
Well, I mean, the funny thing about Tampa too, like if you talk to Tony Dungy, he chuckles when he hears it called Tampa 2. I mean, really, from my understanding, it dates back to when he was a safety at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and was it Chuck Noll and was it Bud Carson? that's really the concepts, I think, is where the Tampa 2 defense came from, where Dungy got it from back when, they had Jack Lambert as a middle backer. But obviously Dungy and Kiffin made it famous, right? And, back in those days with Derek Brooks and John Lynch and Dexter Jackson and Warren Sapp and Booger McFarland and those guys, made it one of the best defenses of all time. But really, that middle backer, right, being able to read pass and turn and run to that middle third and take away that passing zone is key. So you got to have a fast, athletic middle backer. And the rest of it is pretty simple, man. It's basically cover 2 for the safeties and the corners. It's a 4-3 under defense. But I think the key to what made it so successful for Tampa and Kiffin and those guys back in the days, we had guys that ran to the football, man. I mean, you don't overcomplicate it. You get 11 hats to the ball every single time, and you got to have speed. And that's something that we focused on every day at the beginning of practice. We did pursuit drill. And if it wasn't done perfectly, you came back and you did it again over and over and over. And that's what they emphasized. They wanted offenses to feel like we had 12 guys on the field just because of our speed of play and everybody running the ball.
So John, I don't know if you heard it because you're out killing mammals, but Mel Kiper came out and said that they should outlaw the cover 2. It's ruining the game.
He's a 2-eye safety, but yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
How's it ruining the game?
Because NFL offenses can't figure it out.
Oh, I think NFL offenses are doing fine. You can't touch the quarterback anymore. It's basically 7-on-7 with the rule changes. Teams want high-scoring games, and that's what the rules are trying to make it. Quit your whining about cover 2. It's not ruining the game.
It's like making the shift illegal in baseball, right? It's like learn how to bunt, learn how to hit the opposite direction. If they're taking out, they're taking over the top away, go underneath. Or give the ball to CJ Moore, right?
Well,
Exactly.
That's what Tampa's doing right now, and they're sort of dinking and dunking and not finally moving the ball.
Oh, there's almost got the pick there. Great blitz by VJ. Got around the corner, 4th and 2 for the Bucs. The Bucs are in field goal range. 6 minutes left. Actually, they're not in field goal range. They're a little further out. These kickers is making 57 yards like it's nothing.
So John, are you a little jealous of the Rams playing that beautiful cathedral now than compared to what you played in?
No, man, I like the old dirt field. Dirt field was fine for me.
It is a pretty.
These boys today are spoiled, Peter. They're soft. They get all this money and they get these nice fancy stadiums. I'll take old Hughes, man. No problem.
Yeah, at least you knew in Hughes at least one shower worked, right?
Maybe. We showered once a week back then, whether we needed it or not.
Big 4th down stop by the Broncos right there. RPO call. Chris Godwin right through his hands. Big 4th down stop by the Broncos, up 17 with 6 minutes left.
That one shower week probably prepped you for hunting season. Kept you incognito in the woods.
That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when you're hunting, are you using arrows or are you using firearms?
Everything, man. So I'm a big bow hunter. This elk here I got with the muzzle loader. So that's iron sights, single shot, loose powder. But I'm going back to guide a client now. He's a bow hunter, but we've got rifle hunts coming up. So I'll hunt with a slingshot, man. I don't care. Anything to get out in the woods.
I'll tell you this. We had the pleasure of going to visit John and his ranch over there in Nebraska and at the Dismal River. And after we were hunting, we played paintball. And the crazy thing was you could sit there and say John smelled or whatever. He was like a Native American in the woods. He would just be, where the hell is he? And all of a sudden he sneaks up. He's right behind you. Like, I felt like every step I made was just making noise that was reverberating throughout the forest, and everybody can hear me. And all of a sudden, can't find John. He's right behind you.
Hey, Peter, you shouldn't have worn the orange vest like he told you to. It's not a safety thing. He just could see you the whole time.
I thought it was awkward when he put the antlers on me, but that's
That's how we initiate those city boys first time they come out, man. That was your rite of passage, Peter. You earned it, buddy. You're good now. You're part of the club.
That's awesome. Hey, right now the Giants and Browns are still tied up at 7 with about 6 minutes left. The Packers are up 17-7 on the Titans. The Colts broke the stalemate against the Bears with about 8 to go, 7-0 against the Bears. The Vikings are still up 14-0 on the Texans. The Saints winning the soccer game against the Eagles 3-0 with about 4 minutes left in the half. At the 2-minute warning, the Chargers are up 10-7 on the Steelers. And our Broncos are still up 17-0 on the Bucs. Any surprises there for you guys?
well, the Broncos and the Bucs. But John, let me ask you this, John. So playing in Tampa, how did that, the humidity compare to playing, growing up in Colorado and playing at CSU?
Well, I didn't love it. I can tell you that. When I stepped off the plane after the draft for our first weekend of OTA days, I about turned around and got back on it, man. I couldn't believe how people lived in that humidity, let alone played. And it took a while to get adjusted to it. But I did, like anything else. But I still love the cold weather games, man. And back then I can't remember what our record was. We were like 30 something in games below 25 degrees. We couldn't win, right? That's why it was such a shock when we won NFC Championship in Philly, the year we won the Super Bowl. But I loved those cold weather games. To me, it was an advantage for me. It's just what I grew up in Nebraska, western Nebraska, where the wind is born. And it's the cold, frozen tundra, man. So I love those games. I never wore sleeves, any of that stuff, but I can remember our good buddy D-Jack, Super Bowl MVP, your guy, Peter. He didn't like those cold weather games,
No,
man. The
he
Florida
did
boys,
not.
they like that humidity, man.
He did not like the cold. He couldn't put enough. You say no sleeves. He couldn't put enough sleeves on.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Was there a point, John, where it got too cold though, or was it just like colder the better?
Usually for me, the colder the better. I wasn't a good enough athlete, to not do well without some type of an advantage. I needed every advantage I could get, and so when guys wanted to shut it down, I felt like that's when it gave me a little bit of an advantage. There was a couple of games. Probably the coldest game I ever played in was actually in college at CSU when we played Air Force there. It was 20 below zero, and there was so much snow on the field you couldn't see the lines. They'd have to stop play, shovel the lines for a little bit. We'd play ball. They'd shovel the lines again. That was a cold game, and of course, when you're on the ground, you're in the snow, and so that's even colder. That one was borderline too cold, I'd say.
So, John, let me ask you this: Cover 2, Tampa. You didn't have to worry about the RPO back then. You weren't worried that Peyton Manning was going to run the RPO on you. How would that change the way you get ready for a game now? Bo Nix just had an RPO on a third down and first down, runs it for first down.
Yeah, it's changed so much, right? These quarterbacks now are so athletic. So I think that's a big difference, and we the way I compare it is, we were in the same division back then as the Atlanta Falcons and Mike Vick, who was pretty decent quarterback, right?
Not as athletic as you, but he was close.
Hey, my one play, my claim to fame was sacking Mike Vick. I sacked that guy one time. One time only. Never happened again. I'm sure. I got extremely lucky. Lynch came out, blew his shoulder up. I came in 2 plays later, sacked Vic on a big third down. That's my one claim to fame, man. The rest of the stuff was just special teams, Peter. But man, that guy was a stud. I mean, obviously amazing. And he gave us fits, talking about having to plaster the receivers, play a little more man coverage and all that, because when he started scrambling, you didn't know he was going to run or pass. That gave Tampa 2 some fits for sure.
So there's a fumble here. The referees called it no fumble. Tampa's challenged it. So as there a commercial, any special memories of like Tony Dungy locker room speeches, either pre-game or post-game? Because probably one of the classiest, if not the classiest guy ever to coach.
100%. I can remember he would say in training camp every year, he'd say, by the end of this camp and the end of preseason, we're going to have our roster down to 53 men. And he says, I don't know if we're going to have the best 53 football players, but we will have the best 53 men. And I remember that. And I think winning, having good guys, being coached right, high character guys, the byproduct of that was winning. And we did a lot of that. He did a lot of that. And I'll never forget him saying that. He wanted the best group of men. And we were going to win with those guys. So love that man. Great guy, man of faith. And lots of good memories of him for sure.
All right. So it looks like he was down by contact, or the ball caused the fumble, or the ground caused the fumble.
I think the ground caused the fumble. I mean, they went to once again, they went to commercial, so we can't really see it. We got to see it like 2 or 3 times before they go to commercial. I don't think so, though. I think the ground caused the fumble, and that's what happened. Good ball, Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I just saw that, right?
Good ball, Caleb Williams.
Hey, John, this is Scot Mccloughan. I think you know my brother, Dave Mccloughan.
Yes, sir, I do. I know Dave well. He's a good man.
Yeah. Do me a favor. Tell us a funny story about Monty. Monty and my dad, Monty Kiffin, and my dad grew up together in Nebraska. My parents are from Broken Bow, small town in central Nebraska. But you have to have some funny stories about Monty, the ones you can tell to other people, not just you and I.
Man, I'd have to think about some specific ones, but just all of Monty was funny. I mean, Monty was a mad scientist, right?
Correct.
He was like Doc on Back to the Future, hair going every which way, and
1.21 gigawatts.
That's exactly right, man. That's old Kip. That's Kip for sure. But he would sleep at the facility, man, all throughout the week during the season, because he'd watch so much film and study our opponent, and he'd get on the whiteboard, and so he wouldn't go home during the week. He'd go home on the weekends. But one Buck facilities, back in the day, I mean, I don't know if any of you guys ever experienced one Buck, but it was a bunch of office trailers that were put together. That was our facilities.
John, the joke was it was called one Buck, not because of the address, but because how much they spent on it.
That's how much they spent. That's exactly right. 100%.
They called fumble, by the way.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Tough.
That's huge for Tampa right there to get back in the game, because if they had gone down 20-0 at halftime.
Big run, Tampa Bay. Big run, huge run, Tampa Bay. Huge run.
Sorry about that. Go ahead, one Buck.
Now, so you get there in the morning for morning lift, and Monty comes stumbling out of the team lounge, which is a crusty old couch. That's really all the lounge was. And he had a blanket wrapped around him, and that's where he slept, and he was headed for coffee. And Sapp used to say if it wasn't for football, Kip would be living under a bridge somewhere. And I believe that to be true, but he was a wizard, man. The guy was a genius. And I remember Friday mornings, he would let different guys pick the music, and we'd start the meetings off with music, and he would dance, and it didn't matter what kind of music it was the same dance. It's that old white guy dance, I could still picture it. So Monty, he was a good one.
What's wrong with the old white guy dance?
Not a dang thing, buddy.
That's
We're still doing it today.
I would never know.
CJ, Johnny can teach it to you.
That's right.
Another big run by Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is moving the ball on the ground, creeping into the red zone here.
Right. Hey, the thing is, John, I appreciate the story. I know he's a really good person. I know he's a hell of a coach. God rest his soul, of course. And his son's doing really well. I'm pretty close with the son. He's an Ole Miss head coach.
Yeah. So both of his sons have a Colorado State background.
Yep.
Chris, his youngest son, played there. Yep. And of course, Lane, he was a GA there. So I know both those guys, and great football minds as well.
Yeah. Very good family. Nebraska people, what do you expect, huh?
That's right. What do you expect? Good old Nebraska Cornhusker people.
That's how it rolls.
I will tell you this, though, if you ever, and I'm sure you did, John, if you go out for a drink with Lane, I've never seen a man take a bigger swig of beer with one, just easily. Like you just take a little drink, you're like, all right, he's almost done with the bottle. Like it was effortless.
Well, apparently you never met his dad.
Oh,
In a good way.
Nice little end around by Tampa Bay. Puts them on the 1 yard line. First and goal at the 1. Pete said it earlier. Don't know why they're trying to throw the ball so much. They've been having real success on the ground against BJ. And I guess they heard Pete all the way in Colorado because they just ran the ball the whole drive.
Thanks,
That's
Peter.
One pass out of this drive for good old Tampa Bay. Now they're on the 1 yard line, first and goal.
so John, this is probably the bit toughest question you've had today. Pewter jerseys or the creamsicles?
I was never a fan of the Yucks. I like the pewter. I like the pewter, man. I'm usually an old school kind of a guy, but not that old, not that type of old school, man. We got to go with the pewter.
Too flashy for you?
Definitely, man. There ain't a whole lot of flashy about me, CJ. You probably could have guessed, though.
Flashy for John is putting the bacon around the filet mignon when you put it on the barbecue.
That's a creamsicle. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's a fact, fellas.
So the Giants go up 14-7 on the Browns. And it really should be 14-0 except for the bump on the kickoff.
Correct.
All right,
Dayball a good coach, man. People don't give Dayball a lot of credit. Dayball fixed Josh Allen, man. Dayball a good coach. He can fix Daniel Jones with some time.
Maybe they should send Bryce Young to him.
Send Bryce Young to me. Send him to me. I have Bryce Young ready to go.
There are a lot of Bryce Young rumors going out there. I'll keep the Miami one going for my Dolphins.
All right, so John, let's say that Tampa's down 17-7 at half. Any halftime speeches that you guys were down and down, all of a sudden changed the momentum, or adjustments changed, like the sort of the story of the game?
Man, I wasn't an X's and O's guy. I was just an emotional guy, and my thought was just got to play harder, got to play tougher. I always thought that the toughest team would win the game, and that's usually any type of rah-rah speeches from me was just kind of screaming and yelling and trying to get guys to run through a brick wall. I can't see the game and see what's going on, but I'm surprised by the score, honestly. I keep track of what's going on a little bit around the league. Of course, my son Jack at Colorado State's a senior, and so watch a lot of college football, watch him. But, Bo Nix, sounds like he's playing well. Sounds like he struggled a little bit the first couple games. I'm a big Baker fan. I like Baker because he's fiery. He's a competitor, all that. I believe they were 2-0 going into this game, and maybe Denver was 0-2. Am I right?
Yeah,
correct.
So surprised by that score, but, man, any given Sunday, right, it's the NFL. So, but no doubt they're going to go in the locker room, make some adjustments, and wouldn't surprise me if flip it a little bit here in the second half.
And the Bucs do get the ball in the second half, too.
John, what was sort of the difference in your mind? Here's Tampa with the ball, easy touchdown. All they have to do is run it. Between the atmosphere in Tampa and then when you went up as far away as you could to Seattle.
It surprised me just how much difference there can be between, two teams in the same league. And I think it's just ownership and coaching, right? Obviously it was Dungy and Gruden in Tampa, and it was Holmgren in Seattle. But a big difference, the way we traveled, obviously facilities and preparation and things like that. Love the guys on both teams. Holmgren was a lot different. Holmgren, he micromanaged his players a lot. We had limitations at the hotels on, TV and lights out and food and just different stuff like that, where I felt like in Tampa with those two coaches, we were treated more like, grown men, adults, professionals, less of, less micromanage, I guess. So that kind of shocked me, but obviously Holmgren had a ton of success and worked for him. The guys that came from different teams kind of struggled with that, but the guys that have been there forever, it wasn't any big deal to them. But that was the biggest thing, is just the freedoms and the way the team was managed, But obviously went to a Super Bowl in Seattle. We lost to the Pittsburgh referees or Steelers.
Wow, that's what we're blaming it on. You don't want to blame it on it was so close, and you give up the big run to Willie Parker in the second half.
Hey man, go back and watch that game. I know it was 100 years ago, but
that was a bullshit call. I'm with you, John. I'm with you.
That was a bad call. I agree with the call. Still don't stop Willie Parker's 63-yard touchdown.
Game would have changed.
Yes, sir.
So is this a touchdown here? What are they arguing over?
So it was it was 5 men in the backfield, legal formation on the Bucs, push them back 5-yard penalty. So now they're on the 6, throws it to Chris Godwin, touchdown Bucs, which is huge for the Bucs, right? Especially getting the ball at the second half. But there's a lot of time, 150, one timeout, a lot of time to go put a 2-minute drill together for the Broncos and for both. So
is enough time
do here?
Is enough energy or time spent on time management in the first half, like you just said? Why not run another play, take out 45 seconds, make the Broncos eat their last timeout?
You're down. It's different when you're down. You're down 17. It's different. Yeah, it's different. You got to score. It's different when you're down. You're not really worried about what's going on. Time management wise, because you got to get on the board, right? And you don't want 3, so you got to be aggressive and score.
When you got figure 2, Peter, the thing they're thinking on the defensive side is we got a rookie quarterback. Let's see if he run a 2-minute. All we need is a turnover. All we need is a forced pass. Pick 6, whatever.
So if that's the case, then if you're Sean and the Broncos, how much risk are you taking here in the last 110 seconds?
You're 0-2. You take the risk. Let the young guy learn. He's got to drop his balls, man.
Yeah. A minute and 50. Sean there's plenty of time. Like, all we need is 3, right? Like, if we get 7, that's icing on the cake. But I'm telling them, hey, with both, we can go down there and get in field goal range and get 3. That's a successful 2-minute drive, 20-7 going into the half. So
all right. So John, you played on one of the historic defenses of all time with Tampa. You threw out. I mean, I don't know, 5 Hall of Famers now. Did they talk any? I'm sure that obviously there was bravado, and you went on the field like, "We are Tampa. We're going to kick your ass." But who was talking smack, and was part of your game to get into their other team's heads?
Sap talking for sure.
Sap was a master, right? I mean, that guy. It was art listening to that guy talking smack. It was entertaining. Just the stuff he would come up with and say. But you know what the biggest surprise was to me? Like, you're gonna expect, Sap to talk. You expect Keyshawn Johnson. He was on that team. He's gonna talk. What surprised me was Johnny Lynch. Johnny Lynch, what? Yeah.
That's shocking.
He would word whip them referees too. Let me tell you what. And I remember getting in the game one time against Tennessee. We were playing Eddie George, and a couple calls didn't go our way. And man, some of the stuff Johnny Lynch was saying out there, I'm like, okay, welcome to pro football. You can't get away with saying those things in college. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, I think that's a part of the game, right? At any level to a certain extent. Some guys are better at it than others. I was a dirty player because I wasn't good enough to not be. So I played dirty. I like the bottom of the piles where I could get away with stuff. So I didn't do a lot of talking, but I definitely was a dirty player back when special teams were special teams. It was different back then. So I don't think I could make a football team these days, the way special teams are.
Speaking of special teams, John, what do you think of the dynamic kickoff they're doing this year in the NFL?
Well, I was excited about it because I thought, it would create more return opportunities. I didn't love it in the past.
Still kicking it out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And I think maybe it's helped. I do appreciate like the league trying to do something because I think it's such a big part of the game. And I think it's it's a whole nother position for those guys, where you got to earn your keep and you can make those teams as a second string player. Return guys, right? The Devin Hester type guys from back in the day, they need those opportunities on something other than just punt. So I like the idea. I don't know if it's quite there yet. I think maybe even back the kicker up more to where you can't kick the ball into the end zone.
Correct.
But I like the idea of it.
So here's something for you. Piggybacking on what I said earlier, just sneak the ball, push. Eagles have the ball. It's 3-0. They have the ball on the 15-yard line. 4th and an inch. They line up for the touch push, and they flip it outside on a wide zone, and they get stopped.
Well,
They
that's
either
what
have the field goal to tie the game, or just push the ball a half inch. What are we doing?
that's the same thing. That's the same thing that Denver just did.
Yeah.
All right. I'm finna say with Chicago. So, like, you got the number 1 pick. It's 4th and goal at the 1. You got a chance to go into the half, 7-3. You run speed option. Like, bro, what? Like, oh, my goodness. Anyway. Good 2 passes by Bo Nix right there to give drive starters. And now Denver is creeping into that field goal range, making this 2-minute drive look real easy.
So what's the difference? Because the humidity in terms of, and it's a serious question, in terms of field goal length. Denver, you can kick the ball 60 yards easily. Do we have to get it within 50? What do we got to do?
These kickers are so good these days, Pete. Like I said, 57-yard field goals are like chip shots to some of these dudes.
But even at Tampa with the humidity and sea level?
Yeah. You got good kickers. 52, 55, somewhere in that range. 10 more yards right here, and for sure, well, just 8 more yards right here, for sure they're in field goal range.
Hey John, what did you think of like when teams kind of go in this prevent defense? I know it's more like a weak. I call it a weak cover too. Sometimes, like it just seems like they're just like, hey, just don't let them take a big shot here at the end. I kind of think of last night's CU game too. A lot of teams just sort of go, hey, don't let them beat them in one play, and they just slowly get beat instead of having it one play.
It drives me crazy, man. It does. I understand it and why you got to do it, and you get beat deep, with letting a guy get behind you, and that's a tough pill to swallow, but letting a team just march down the field on you too, because you're sitting back, not doing what's worked.
Goodness.
It's tough for me to watch.
We just talked
Guys,
about
I'm on a bounce, man. I appreciate every one of you. I got to get back on the road. I got work to do.
Do your thing, man. Nah, good to have you.
I love you. Guys, this is a pretty cool deal you got going, man. Love to come back sometime when I got more time. You guys take care. You want to come to the field, you want to come to the woods and hunt with me, let me know.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
You take care, John.
All right, Johnny.
All right, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you,
See
sir.
ya.
We just talked about accuracy with Anthony Richardson, and he just sails the ball to section 105.
He'll do that every now and then.
He just sailed it. So on 3rd and 3, got the wide open in the flat, and he just sails it to 105. Broncos is doing good. Let's get back to the Broncos. Broncos are doing good right
33
now.
seconds left, 1st and 10.
Yeah, they're saving
Moving
the
the ball down
timeout,
the field.
which is good. Right. At some point, just take a shot to the end zone, though. You got to take a shot to the end zone at some point here.
Right.
Well,
they
you
just
want
moved,
3 no matter what. You want 3 no matter what.
Yep.
but they just put 7 into play, though.
Oh, my goodness. They
Well,
just showed
that's
the
all right.
replay of Anthony Richardson. I wish
they've
I could
got-
have seen that. Hey, I did so much work with Peyton in my time of coaching. I'm a quarterback guy now. I just do not like seeing bad quarterback play. It is frustrating to see bad play calling is one, but bad quarterback, like to miss the guy that open, that's just frustrating to me.
Nah, partner, it happens. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're around Peyton. It's a little different. Don't get me wrong. I was around Brett Favre. I was very lucky. I was around.
But I think that, though, Scott, here's part of the deal. As let's call the Broncos here. 3rd and 1, 11 seconds left. So the down doesn't matter as much as the time, right? You got one timeout left.
You got one timeout. You're fine.
Yeah, your whole playbook was up. Sean called something.
Just be smart. Just be smart. Don't take a sack. Don't throw a pick. There you go.
The guy got loose, right? Got on both those are the way, right? But this is, like I said, this is a win. 20-7.
Yeah,
This is a win going into the half, right? 2-minute drill. This is a successful 2-minute drive. This is something that you can go back when you go home tomorrow, go home tonight and watch, or they're going to West Virginia, but go to West Virginia and watch this tomorrow. This is something they can talk about and build on as a 2-minute drill. That's a successful 2-minute drive.
Well, it's a heck of a job by Bo, identifying, accuracy wise, moving the ball down the field. It's good by the other players. Don't get me wrong, but that's a young quarterback.
He used his legs on one of the second downs. He used his leg for like a 12-yard run. This is good to teach.
And takes a little wind out of the sails of Tampa with that touchdown. 20-7 is much different than 17, right? That's
it's still 2 scores, 2 touchdowns.
Still 2-score game. It's a 2-score lead.
We got a lot of ball left, but it's good for Bo to do that. Really good for him to do that.
So, but Scott, my question, my theory on Richardson, same thing with Trey Lance. They got all the talent in the world, but can you get better sitting on the bench? Go back to college, play another year of college football.
I didn't think Trey Lance was a good pick. I mean, I didn't think Anthony was either. That's just me, but at least Anthony played more games. Like Trey didn't play no games.
Anthony was a 1-year guy, right, Scott?
Say again?
Anthony was a 1-year guy.
Anthony Richardson?
Yeah.
No, I thought he played 2 years.
He didn't have many starts at all.
Oh, right. He didn't either? Oh, okay.
No. Matter of fact, he kept getting hurt like he did this last year. But when he was out there, especially college football in the SEC, he ran around and made some really cool plays, more with his legs than his arm. But everybody kept saying he can throw it 80 yards. I'm like, who cares? If you throw it 80 yards and no one catches it, what's it matter? It's second down.
Hey, down. CJ, a Broncos question here for this first half. Who's our leading rusher this half so far?
I would assume it's Bo.
It's Bo with 21 yards. We got 46 total yards.
I would assume it's Bo. I mean, Sean's called a good game. They got the ball. Sean's right. Took advantage of the man-to-man. I think that got Todd out of that. They haven't played too much man-to-man after that, right? But mixing it up, right? Got some RPOs, had to design read option run that Bo took off for like 13, 14. I think Sean's called a good game up to the point. I thought he could have hurt him on that 4th and 1 if they didn't get it, but they got it, so we don't need to talk about it no more. But Sean's called a good game so far. VJ's been like dominant. What a ball by Caleb Williams right there.
Sean's been very aggressive, which, like I talked about earlier, I don't blame him. You're 0-2. You're on the road. You're supposed to lose. Get after it. Show your players you have confidence in them.
Getting ready to go into halftime here. The Giants are up 21-7 on the Browns in Cleveland.
Wow.
How about that, huh?
Wow.
Daniel Jones, 17 for 19, 178 yards with 2 tutties.
Tell people.
Halftime.
Dayball, baby. Dayball, good coach. I like Dayball a lot.
Packers are up 20-7 on the Titans at halftime. Malik Willis is having a decent game, 9 for 11, 158 yards with 73 on the ground.
Good for him.
That's good. It's good for Malik.
Hey, your Bears are trying here against the Colts. They're down 7-0.
Yeah, they're in a 2-minute drive. They're in their own 2-minute drive with the number 1 pick right now as I got the game going on. I didn't like the 4th and goal call that Sean went with the speed option. But
so remember last week when at halftime Broncos had 12 minutes in possession and to 18 minutes. Right now it's the Broncos 18 minutes to 12. 169 total yards of where's the total yards? Total yards 215 to 119.
Do you think part of that in the first half, though, they did start with the ball, they had a solid drive to start. So it'll sort of even out with time of possession once you start getting Tampa gets their first possession of the second half.
But still, that's pretty impressive for Denver. It's good stuff on the road. Like we talked about with the heat and humidity, and that place, it's not an easy place to play at.
Unless you're the Hurricanes playing South Florida. I'm a Hurricane fan, Scott. Sorry.
Cam looked good yesterday.
I'll tell you, one of my best buddies is Alonzo Highsmith. Played there.
Zoe.
First round pick. Yeah.
Zoe.
Yeah. Him and Melvin Bratton. Remember Melvin?
No. Oh yeah, he played for the Broncos.
Yeah, played for the Broncos.
Yeah. No, they're good friends of mine. They're good people. So I got a little University of Miami in me too.
Okay. All right. We'll take it. I went to the game back when it was like early 2000s against Michael Vick It was the last game with when Ken Dorsey, Willis McGahee, and those guys before they played the Ohio State in the championship game.
Yep.
So
I get you. Well, you probably know Frank a little bit then too, right, Gore?
I was a fan when you said you were a fan of Frank Gore. I was right there with you.
So is Peter. Peter helps him out.
Love Frankie.
I love FG too. FG cool, man. I love big bro Frank, man. Frank, my dude. I can text Frank right now. He'll text me back. Frank cool as hell. We love talking to Frank.
Ask if you want. Just text me. Tell me. Come on. Tell me that you're on with. If you tell me you're on with Scott and me.
Don't mention my name. They'll be like, he kept trying to follow me. No.
We can get Frank on anytime we want it. I promise. Promise you.
Frank, his son is on the practice squad in Buffalo.
Yep.
Yeah, this is good.
You know what? He led the preseason in rushing.
I just
I know
texted
it's all third and fourth quarter. I get it, but still, I mean, that's good for Frank. You know.
I'm looking at the injuries right now. Joey Bosa's got a hip.
Supposed to stay hurt, boy.
Yeah.
Stay hurt.
Oh my God. Mekhi Becton's got a finger. Offensive lineman got a finger.
It's Becton. Come on now.
I was gonna say, that's an everyday occurrence, is it not?
Yeah.
But right. What are we doing? I mean, Lane Johnson's got a concussion, so that's 2 out of 5 offensive linemen, but a finger.
Yeah.
Hey guys, as we're at halftime of all the games here going on, going back to yesterday's college football games, which one surprised you the most besides Cal losing to the Seminoles?
I'll go first. K-State. Wow.
Yeah, K-State got dogged last night.
They had it over early. And, you know, BYU, I know it's Provo. It's a tough place to play. I get it. Altitude, I get all that junk. But K-State got manhandled. And they were
it wasn't close.
I think they're ranked 13th or 14th. You know, in the country.
13th.
Yeah, BYU's not even ranked. They're trying to figure themselves out. And that game was over at halftime. It was done.
Mine was Oklahoma State. I thought Oklahoma State at home would be able to score against Utah. Now, I know Utah solid D, but I thought Oklahoma State would be able to score at home. And for them not to put the ball in the end zone or move the ball as much, they couldn't really run the ball well.
That's what I'm with you.
That was a shocking one for me, too.
You know, and Gundy's the type of guy that he's offensive minded, of course.
Yeah, so I thought they were going to light it up.
And I talked about the backs the other day watching on tape last year. He was rolling now. Now he's not doing nothing.
I like that back, though. I like Ollie.
No, I like him a lot.
He didn't do nothing, though. He hasn't done anything this year to jump off like he did last year. But yesterday they were like handcuffed.
And that was in Stillwater.
Yeah, as I said, at home.
That's a tough place to play.
But none of those games compare to what I'm about to say.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
James Madison 70.
Yes.
70 to 50 is a basketball game.
Roy Williams is even disappointed in that defense.
Well, it should be a basketball game because James Madison's a basketball school.
Yeah.
They got good ball, though. They've
been playing good football the last couple since they moved up to FBS. They've been playing good football.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. I could see an upset, Northern Illinois, Notre Dame, but they put up 70. They hung 70.
Oh,
that's a lot of points. That's no defense.
Yeah.
I would hate to be in that meeting today. I hate to be in that meeting today.
Which one?
Imagine trying to watch the tape as a coach.
Ooh.
Wait, which
defense?
Which meeting? The coaches and the players, or the coach and the athletic director?
in the president, in the counselor,
in the dean, everybody's in there. Yeah. I will say this: my most happy game was Army. Man, I love seeing the Triple O just mow down the good old Rice House.
Yeah.
The triple option yesterday was just too much for him.
Navy the same thing. Navy did the same thing.
Navy did the same like that. Seeing the Triple O, like seeing offensive linemen come off the ball the way they're supposed to. It just, as a running back, it's just something about that. Like they're just moving cats.
Well, and the thing is, CJ, you understand this as a defense coordinator and whatever. You don't want to play that.
Nah, you don't. You don't get.
You play week 1. We can watch it all summer.
Right.
Always ready. You play week 3, week 4.
Yeah, you only get.
You're gonna be all over the place.
Yeah, the tempo is different. Like you can try to emulate it in practice, but the tempo is different. The physicality is different, right?
Oh, Lord.
Shout out to those guys who are going to be doing a lot of things for our country.
Yep. 100%.
They win in football. They win if they're all tough son of a guns. They're going to be winning a lot of football stuff in that, man. They read that.
So the interesting thing about Navy is their quarterback, I think, had 6 touchdowns, maybe was it 6 touchdowns?
He had a 90-yarder. I know he had a big 90-yarder.
Yeah, I think he had like 2 or 3 running, 2 or 3 passing. And it's funny because the quarterback last year from Navy is a lacrosse player, and so he played against Gavin and them to open their season last year against Navy. And this guy's like, as quick as he is, boom, boom, boom. And he got beat out by this guy who put up six tuds.
What about Michigan just running all over USC? They needed a big play. They just hand the ball off.
I'm so right. Y'all saw my text messages, man. Bro, Michigan threw for 30. Their starting quarterback threw for 32 yards yesterday. There's no way we lose that. Then I was mad at Lincoln Riley, who's supposed to be this offensive guru, but can't see cover 2. Like all Michigan was playing was cover 2, too high, 1 high. They playing cover 3. You have no beaters. You're not putting Miller. You're not putting Mr. Moss in no opportunities to be successful. You're not chipping, right? So you're letting the DNs tee off. You're not chipping for whatever reason. It's just something about college football and some of these great coaches that just pisses me off. Right, Lincoln lost that game yesterday too by not running the ball. Right, it's 4 minutes left in the game. He's up 4. How about you run the ball 3 times? Michigan does 2 things. They have 2 timeouts. You force them to call timeouts where they get the ball back, or they don't call timeouts and they use their timeouts for offense. But you make the quarterback, who only has 32 yards passing for the whole 60 minutes, drive down and try to throw the ball to win the game. No, they get the ball back with they get the ball back, so it was 450 something. They get the ball back with 418, and what does Michigan do? Tote the ball down your throat. They just run the ball down the throat.
Correct.
It's just like, if I'm flying back to LA, that's where I'm mad at myself. That's just terrible game management, coaching. It's so bad.
Speaking of college coaches, I didn't realize Chip Kelly was the OC for Ohio State till this week.
Yeah, man.
So
Chip should have never left Oregon. I get why, though. I get why he did, and he got all them opportunities. But Chip wasn't an NFL guy. We tried to tell him that when he was NFL was going to be too much for you, bro.
I was at an all-star game in Arizona, a college all-star game, and he was the head coach for Philly at the time. And he came up to me. I didn't know him. I knew him. I met him before, just on a school call or whatever. He's like, "Can I just follow you around all this practice and you tell me what you're seeing?" That's fine. But he was so sincere about it. And a good friend of mine, passed away, Ted Thompson, was with me. And he's like, "Are you going to let him come with us?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're fine. We'll help him out a little bit. The guy needs a little help, because he just got in the league, And I'll never forget it. Yeah, I think it was the East-West Shrine game. It's been played in Phoenix. But they're having a pro day, Peter. You remember this, where it was a combine, but it was the guys that were invited to the combine, the other group. And that's where I found the corner. What was his name? I can't remember his name. But he ran 4.29. He's 6'1", CJ, 205 pounds. He ran 4.29 twice on grass.
Wow.
I'm like, I don't know if you can play or not, dude. I'll sign you right now. He's coming in training camp. See what happens.
So Caleb,
I'm trying to figure out what corner was that.
He's out of Florida. He first got there, he's a wide receiver. And then they switched him over to defense because he couldn't catch.
What year is this?
This would have been,
2000.
2010-ish, maybe 12-ish. I think his first name was Dwayne or Dewan. It was.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, no, he really fast. And he ended up playing for us in I guess I was in San Fran. Yeah, he made the team, undrafted free agent. He made the team, ended up playing for 3 years, and then Seattle signed him, gave him a pretty damn good contract in free agency.
So Caleb Williams just threw a Hail Mary at the end of the half, 44 yards. Problem was they were on the 45-yard line.
Was it Moses Jenkins? Moses Jenkins come to mind?
No, it wasn't Jenkins. No, it was.
Nah, it wasn't Janoris. I know it wasn't Janoris. It wasn't the number one.
No.
What about Joshua Shaw?
No,
that's another one that came to mind. I'm trying to remember who all played. These dudes played. I'm trying to figure out.
He went undrafted, and I don't even know if he was a full-time player at the University of Florida, but he was a corner that played receiver, and they just kept him around because he was so athletic and fast.
It goes a long way when you're athletic and fast.
Yeah, sure. No. He got a second deal. He got a free agency contract, but by Seattle paid him pretty good chunk of change too.
So as we're getting ready to start the second half, the Bucs are going to start with the ball. CJ, as an OC, what are you prepping for here? Like, what type of plays are you looking to maybe get your first few lined up for the Broncos?
Well, now I got the chance to see what BJ wants to do to me. As we're talking about, hey, we scored. Obviously, we gave up the 3, but we have a chance to have a 14-point swing here or a 10-point swing here, right, to put us back in the game. I know I've been running the ball successfully, so I know VJ is going to try to stop the run. So I'll come out in a formation that we ran the ball successfully in and see how he plays that, right? Give Baker a two-way call, right? If it looks good, let's run it. If it doesn't look good, let's play action it so it looks like the run, and maybe we can take a shot, right, and change this game around real quick.
I'll tell you, there was something that was interesting today on the pregame show before the game starts, but Rex Ryan went off on Zimmer.
Oh, I don't blame him.
After last week.
Hey, Rex has that I need to still be DCing somewhere. Rex still had that. Rex still be talking like he ready to coach still.
Rex said a line like, in the NFL, they motion.
I love Rex, man. I love Rex a lot. I think Rex is a hell of a coach too. That's a good screen call, right? That's a good drive starter. Nice little screen call, right? Adjustment that you made, something that you probably wanted to get to and didn't get to it. That's a good come out by Mr. Cohen there, and it was almost a big play if Chris Godwin could have just got out of the tackle.
Yeah, a little bubble screen there. Boom. Simple play. It is pretty cool now. All of a sudden, we're starting the second half. So that 3-0. Last week, the Saints put 40 up on the Cowboys, and it's 3-0 against Philly.
Oh, Philly D-line is way better, though. Like, Philly D-line is better. Front seven is better, right? So we knew, or at least I knew, it was going to be a struggle to run the ball successfully like they've been. But
yeah, they only got 32.
But also Philly defense as a whole, the secondary is terrible. Outside of my man Big Play, who I don't know what he was doing last Monday night, playing man-to-man on London, giving up the touchdown. But the secondary is bad, too. There's a big sack by there. Big sack by number 98 for the Broncos, right? Making it 2nd and long. That was a great sack right there after giving up 2, right? They came out with the bubble the next play, right? They came out with the play action. They went play action there, but didn't get a chance to hold up, so Baker didn't get a chance to take his shot. VJ brought the blitz, too. Got the safety in there. Look at VJ.
Dialing it in.
Well, 2nd and 17. This is what you want. Get guys behind the sticks.
Right, but again, what is Tampa doing? They march the ball down the field at the end of the first half by running. This is what happens when you pass.
Hey.
The right guard got destroyed, Peter.
Yeah, like it wasn't even close. Like
point shaving.
Even if
they might have to ask him to count to 3 Mississippi next time.
Yes, it was that bad. Like he didn't touch him.
No. And the sad thing about it is he got beat again. Wow. I don't know who it is. I should, but I don't.
Yep, 2 plays in a row.
Yep.
Baker's going to be looking over the sideline saying, can we put someone who could block a guy?
Wow.
DJ drops 9.
Oh, you know who that is, Peter.
17. BJ drops 9.
That's the North Dakota State guy.
Who's that? Oh.
That's Mock.
Mock. Yeah.
First rounder, wasn't he 2 years ago?
Second rounder. You were higher on him.
Second rounder.
I didn't like his makeup. You were higher on him than I was.
Well, I once saw him with Caden. I saw him play live, or practice live or whatever. The thing you respected about him was he was so freaking tough.
And athletic.
Yeah, to a point.
Yeah, but
and the field goal is no good by the Packers.
But to come out here and stop him on, and you're right, CJ. They dropped 9 guys into coverage.
BJ rushed 2 on 3rd and 17.
They both rushed the right guard there. Is it?
But if you dress 9, Baker, why are you dumping it off? Take your time.
Correct.
Yeah, you got all the time in the world. There's only 2 guys rushing. Like if you get sacked with 2 guys, we need to fire the whole line coach.
Right, but he dumped it off. Like, what are we doing?
And speaking of accuracy issues again, I know we're talking about our man Anthony Richardson. He oversells it and throws an interception.
I'm gonna trade him off my dynasty team. That's it. Anthony Richardson's going on the trade block.
I mean, he's wide open. Just oh my goodness.
Nah, you got to keep Richardson just because of his scrambling ability.
Set your feet. See,
touchdowns.
Right there, right? Richardson, set your feet. If you set your feet, you make a good ball. You try to throw it on the run and do athletic throws, and good move, Caleb. And then you just throw the interception. Ooh, Caleb Williams, boy. Did y'all see that? Somebody need to go to that. Y'all need to go to that.
I've got the game on.
Look at this throw. It ain't no commercial. Look at this throw. This throw is crazy. This the throw Anthony Richardson tried to do. He's just not as accurate as Caleb Williams over there. That's a hell of a throw by Caleb.
No, Caleb's a much more instinctual quarterback for sure. For sure. No doubt.
Looking at the Chargers and the Steelers, it's tied up at 10-10. Could you believe it if the Steelers only had 17 rushing yards so far in the game?
That's it?
And 8 of them are from Justin Fields. Harrison Warren just can't get it going.
Wow.
Yeah, they've thrown it 22 times, or at least attempted, yeah.
Well, right now, the 2 biggest surprises are the Giants and the Broncos.
Yeah.
It's football, man. Every week's a new week.
The week-to-week league.
How many parlays are they screwing up right now?
That's right.
Getting yelled at.
How many husbands and wives have got just putting their head down fighting right now? I can't believe you made that bet.
Touchdown Packers. I feel bad for Callie, man. I love Callie, but he inherited a very, very bad Tennessee roster. Very bad.
What about
the GM's new over there too, ain't he? The GM for Tennessee.
Yep.
Ran Carson last year.
Yep.
But you get rid of Vrabel. Vrabel had him going last year, and they got rid of Vrabel.
When they got rid of John Robinson.
John Robinson. GM. I remember GM. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They have more talent over there than what they have now. Like, okay, you can get rid of – if you want to get rid of Vrabel, cool. Don't get rid of the talent guy. I've always said that about new coaches, right, who comes in with new GMs, and then the first season is like a blow-up dog shit show, excuse my language, and then everybody's blaming, the new coach suck and this and this. It's like, bro, we walked in with no talent. Like, the old people was like, you're firing us? We're just going to trade all y'all talent away. Scott, do y'all do that? Do y'all sabotage teams knowing y'all going to get fired? Okay, we're getting fired. So let me just go ahead and get rid of everybody so it makes it harder for the next guy.
Let's see what the Broncos. Let's see what the Broncos do here.
I like your thinking. I like your thinking there, CJ. As a personnel guy, I like your attitude. You and I could party, buddy. We'd be all right.
I'm in. I know some talent now. Broncos on 2nd and 10 tries to run the ball there to get 2, making it 3rd and 8 backed up. I know we're talking about the Broncos, but let's just hear this funny thing, right? So Sam Darnold gets hit, fumble in the backfield, right? The running back for the Vikings picks it up behind the line of scrimmage and makes it a 15-yard gain.
I like it. You got to deal with Justin adapt.
Oh my goodness. It's just the Vikings day. That's what you say as Houston, like, oh man, what do we do?
No, CJ, that's a hell of a play call. It's all set up.
Yeah, fuck it. Bo. Oh, Bo. almost threw an interception there in the cover 2. That would have not been good for the Broncos, but they get the punt to try to flip the field. I don't know why these coaches and players, I don't know how they don't see cover 2. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's so easy to see.
Well, unless a lot of these guys are disguising coverage now, and they're bringing guys in the box.
That's what they're doing, Peter.
Yeah, that's what happened right there.
Yeah.
That's what happened right there. I'm not going, but it's like the safeties will tell you, man. You got different snap counts, right? You can pick your leg up, right? Peyton used to call it purple when we're on the road, right? I don't know why he called it purple, right? But it was we were gonna kick our leg up 3 times, right? So we can get the coverage to show, so we can put ourselves in the best position.
But
Sure.
right, but this was a cover 2 play, and when you high-low the corner, the problem is the corner went to the high and Bo threw to the high.
Well, yeah, I mean, you also understand down the distance. It's 3rd and 8. The corner's gonna go to the high. He's gonna go to the sticks, right? You probably got to throw it underneath and make the corner come tackle. These guys don't want to tackle.
So call it right, but throw it at 6 and let them try to run for 2.
All right, and that's just when it comes to that. But
so they called the right play. It's just he threw to the wrong guy.
He read it wrong.
Yeah, bad execution.
But
high low in the corners are all the plays, though. That's the one you want to see for sure.
But Peter, the D coordinator is calling that for a reason, because he knows what he's got.
Yep.
And he knows what he's playing against, and he knows where he's got a good idea where he's going to go with the ball.
Justin Fields just threw a pick, stared down the receiver on a slant, and wondered why it got picked.
We got to be nice to quarterbacks, not mean. 32 starters every week. We got to be nice to them.
It's a hard position to play, man. I think quarterbacks and play callers need to be on the same page. I think play callers can help their quarterbacks tremendously.
Correct.
But I also think the quarterback's got to do the work too. Like one thing I can respect, and obviously we're talking about Peyton Manning here, but one thing I can respect, Peyton Manning was in the building on Tuesday doing the game plan just as much with the coaches, right? Like putting that much effort and time and into his study and the filming and what he likes to call, what he wants to see. I don't know, outside of the Peytons and the Bradys you hear about, and I don't know if there's too many other quarterbacks in this day and age that's putting in that time, right? Sure. I don't know if Justin Fields is taking his Tuesday, right, and saying, all right, I'm going to wake up at Tuesday. I know the coaches are getting there. I'm going to be there in the building at 9, and I'm not leaving until 4 o'clock. Like, that's crazy hours that Peyton used to put in. Yeah. But that's why he was so successful, right? It's tough. You got to do more than just your Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday preparation practice.
100%.
And the C18, like I physically seen 18 do that, right? And you go over there, and I got nothing against Cam, nothing against Trevor Siemian or Brock Osweiler. I didn't see them do that. And don't get me wrong, they all had, like, Cam was the MVP in the league, so Cam had his success. But just how much better they probably would have been if they would have just put that time and effort in. That's where I learned it from. Right on my Tuesdays, I'm getting up and getting to the facility early Tuesday, thinking I'm QB, but I'm learning so I can help and be better and do those things. So it's crazy. It's crazy that you wish you get a guy who wants to do that, right? Because it'll make the game that much easier for him.
Sure. No, you're right. You're right.
The Vikings just scored another touchdown against the Texans, 21-0. Darnold was with his 3rd TD of the day, throwing it to Naylor.
Yeah, that was a good play. Good play right there.
But you take out Sam Darnold, for example, right? Did not do well in New York. Does even worse in Carolina. Goes sits for an apprentice year in San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan. Now all of a sudden, another good offense coach in Minnesota. And I'm not anointing him as the next Hall of Famer, but he seems eminently serviceable.
Well, I think it all works too. I think Sam's a little older. Sam sat in the system with Kyle. You look at Kevin McDonald, who comes from the McVay tree, which is the Shanahan tree, right? And we're talking Mike Shanahan now, right? With the McVay tree, which is the Mike Shanahan tree. So now Sam goes, I just did this in San Francisco a year ago being a backup. Now I get a chance to be a starter that J.J. McCarthy's hurt. And, system matters. Like sometimes, it fits. This is his 2nd or 3rd year in this type of system, and this is helping out for him.
Scott, do you think it helps a quarterback like with Darnold, where when McCarthy gets hurt, he's out for the year? Where there's always going to be that if he wasn't hurt, there's that hanging question. Well, when are they going to put McCarthy in? When are they going to put McCarthy in?
You know what? I would think so. I don't know that for a fact. I've never been a coach, and and whatever. I know the media, especially nowadays with the social media, they'll play it up. You have one bad game, they want the next guy to come in. All the fans, and the national media gets on board with it. And, I think for some guys with something looming over your shoulder, it makes them compete better, makes them better football players. But some guys always have in the back of their mind, they're like, if I throw a pick on this play, there's a chance I get replaced. But those guys you don't want. You want the ones that want the competition behind them, knowing that they have to produce to succeed. Yeah, but it's a really good question though, because I think every situation's different with not just quarterbacks, any position, but especially quarterbacks.
Yeah, I always see as guys willing to take the safe plays in that situation instead of the right play.
Correct.
It's always the dump down. It's always the dump down. It's not the
check down.
Not the right play.
It's an easy one. Yep.
They don't. Yep. It's kind of like at work. You don't want to hire the risky guy that may, crush it, but it could also make you look bad to your manager. So it's a safe play.
Here's a sack coming up. Justin Herbert injured for the Chargers.
He was already
coming in.
I'm trying to find out if it was the same ankle deal, because he had a high ankle sprain going in. He looked good in warm up. So here's VJ dialing up another blitz here.
Oh, a great blitz for a great sack. Then 3rd and 18. Baker throws it, dropped. It's 4th down. Broncos get off the field again.
That old line for Tampa's getting destroyed.
Yeah, they're getting tough. They didn't even pick up the blitz there. Baker got hit with a free. That's on coaching, right? I think when you have those free runners, that is on coaching, man. You got to find a way to see if it's on coaching or the quarterback, right? Coaching make the bad call, quarterback fix it, or quarterback didn't see the blitz to throw hot. A lot of these West Coast systems don't have it hot, which I hate.
Right. But what is that pass going to do anyways? It's 3rd and 17. They throw the ball 12 yards.
Oh, I'm talking about the blitz. I'm talking about the 2nd down play before the 3rd down play. But you're right. That 12-yard pass is not going to do nothing but help you flip the field a little bit more.
They might have gone for it on 4th there, wouldn't they? They're kind of in no man's land there to punt or field goal.
Possibly, especially being down what they are. Yeah, possibly.
2 downs to get 17. Maybe that's how they was thinking. Houston is just struggling right now to get the ball down the field to anybody.
Tough without, of course, without Joe Mixon spreading the field.
That's tough. You can't run the ball, but you also can't be in 3rd downs against Brian Flores. You just can't. It's just it's hard. He makes it harder. He makes it extremely harder, man. Rex Ryan, he's that way. Zimmer. Right, if Zimmer can get you in 3rd and 7 plus, he makes it harder. 3rd and 7 is hard against some of these good DCs that can mix it up and do some things.
For the Broncos, this next drive, I want a tight end spotting. I want to see Dulcich out there. I want to see him catch it. Did they even trust him after the 2 drops this last week?
You're a fan, man. We up 20-7. How about we say let's go win? Let's go find a way to put more points on the board. Let's go. I don't care if Dulcich, Cortland Sutton. I don't care if the guy out of section 225 with the Bronco helmet catch the ball. We want to win. We're not worried about your fantasy team, Rob.
I don't have why we have
disconnect with fans.
I actually don't have Dulcich. I'm just a fan of working the ball to the tight end. I think it opens up the game quite a bit for everybody else.
We're up 20-7. Whatever we're doing, let's keep doing that.
All right, CJ, let me ask this. If you know about, if you know him at all, what about Fangio as a DC?
So Vic, it's crazy because I think like when Vic was in Denver, it was awesome. Vic does a lot of different blitzes, played a lot of zone. I thought Vic and Philly was a good match, like a good fit. I have no idea why that's not clicking and working as fast as I thought it would. I think Vic is a good coach. I think Vic understands ball X's and O's wise and how to put his teams in positions. You've seen that right throughout his times of D coordinating outside when he coordinated the Niners when we destroyed them. But Outside of that, I thought Vic has always had a top defense in the league. It's kind of mind-boggling to me to see why is that not fitting and working over there. But I do think Vic is another defensive coach. Like he gets you in third down. He can do some things too that makes it harder as well.
Is reason for that because maybe the defense is too complicated? People are thinking instead of reacting, or
could be. I mean, I heard. So when I wasn't in Denver when he was the head coach.
Yeah.
But Vaughn talked about how it was different than Wade, different than VJ, right? A lot more responsibility, but he had a lot of veterans on that defense.
Sure.
Right. With Philly, right? Obviously, they got the 2 D linemen. They were drafted early. Nakobe and Dean, he's a second or third year player. Yeah. But the back end, right? Blankenship, he's been in the league for a minute. Slay and Brasbury, they've been. So maybe it could be too complicated for them, where they can't sit there and play fast. And as an old school, that might hurt Vic, kind of like Sean Payton, those old school coaches, like this is my way or the highway. We're not going to adapt to it. That could hurt them. Yeah. But I'm surprised that's not. I thought, like, when I saw that hire, I was like, oh, that's a good hire for Philly. Like, that's a great hire for compared to what they had the previous years. That's a great hire for Philly.
Yeah. No, I thought the same thing. 100%.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just hear about them.
Well, they are keeping the Saints to 3 points right now, half at the end of the third quarter. So,
and that's the best offense in football right now.
Right, they put up almost 100 points the first 2 weeks.
Correct. I always heard, Peter, though, from other players and coaches that Fangio was a phenomenal D coordinator, not a head coach, but a coordinator.
Very smart. Yep.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Put his guys in the right positions.
3rd and 9, Bo throws it. Throw it for 7. Go get 14. That's like what? Easy. Good play to little Humphrey right there. Little Jordan. I think it's little Jordan Humphrey.
Little Jordan.
Little Jordan.
Texas.
Yeah. See, there it goes. Right, throw it underneath the sticks. Make him make plays. Right, make them corners tackle. You were number 35 at corner. We're attacking you. I'm just throwing it.
Yeah. What the hell's going on there? He's point shaving too.
Right.
Damn.
See, but that's a huge play for 2 reasons. You're up by 27. All of a sudden, you're going to have a better – if you can't get another first down, at least you're going to be able to punt the ball to a reasonable distance, and you're going to take 3 or 4 more minutes off the clock.
Yeah.
Huge play.
Oh, yeah. Guys, this game's over. No, it's
a lot of time.
It's not Tampa's day. I'm telling you.
It's not. It is being controlled by Denver right now, which is awesome.
100%. You would think one was 2-0 and the other one was 0-2.
Yeah, which is good to see. All right.
Well, it's good for Denver. They need this win. They need a big time on the road.
Good RPO right there. Seeing Sean, this is what I look like. Go look at Sean's first 2 weeks play calling to Bo, and Bo could be a lot better. Like more comfortable with some of this now too, so that could be another reason too.
Sure,
right? It could be the same. It could be some of it could be the same, right? Pete, don't send me the film, hater. But if Pete sent me the film, I would be able to tell y'all Friday, right? How they gotten better in a week to week. But the play calling from Sean, I just like the way that Sean's calling the game right now. Obviously, this is the first time they're up too, so that could be a reason too that they're calling it different as well.
Well, but the thing about it, they're controlling the line of scrimmage too, offense and defense.
Yes.
You know, that's huge.
Here comes the blitz. Here's Todd sending the blitz. They pick it up. Bo goes right where he needs to go. Good tackle. Little Humphrey, yeah, you're right, Pete. He ain't little. What, he's 6'4"?
He's 6'4", but he can't run, but he's big. He's
big.
Yeah, he's an X.
He's huge.
Or he's an F. I mean,
he's huge.
He's a straight F.
Oh, they let fair catches. That's the new rule, huh? If you call fair catch, but if it hit the ground and you pick it up, you can't run no more.
No, you never could.
Really?
You call a fair catch? Yeah, you can't run.
I thought when you call fair catch and they hit the ground, that fair catch is off.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Because once you wave fair catch, then the player's covering.
Yeah, they slow down and stop.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, they're done.
Look at me not knowing the rules. That's very unheard. I'm usually on it. So hey, even I make mistakes. That's why you got coaches in the headset, right? Scott's in the headset letting me know.
Right.
No, coach, you tripping. There's
when
Peter
CJ
famous
got off,
quarterback sneak. There you go, Pete. Got your sneak from the Broncos.
Make it simple. What do I keep telling you? Just sneak the ball.
Till
Get
one
him
day your
hurt,
quarterback
though.
don't get up.
Get him hurt.
When your QB don't get up, then what you do?
Yeah.
See?
You got a broken neck. You're like, okay, great. We got a first down, but we're done.
Look at they're saying temperature on the field 105.
Ooh. In Tampa?
In Tampa?
In Tampa. Oh yeah.
Ooh. Is it hot out there, Scotty? Scott, sorry.
No, I'm not there. I'm in Colorado. It's cool here.
Awesome. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be raining. And I don't know if it's raining for you guys.
It rained
last night.
Yeah.
It rained last night.
Yeah.
Oh, Bo gets out of the pocket. Big run by Bo. Look at this. So this is what I said last week, right? Can Bo extend drives with his legs? And he does it right there.
No, he can. He can.
Things are going well for the Broncos and terribly for the good old
It's all right.
Buccaneers.
It's their day.
Gotta tackle.
Take advantage of it.
So what you're saying, Scott, is Bucs weren't going 17-0, huh?
No.
We know that. There ain't too many cats going 17-0. Minnesota looking good right now, though.
The only thing Tampa's got to worry about is getting past them Saints. They got to win the division. 5th year in a row. That gets them in the playoffs, a home game. But the Saints are going to be tough now. Tough.
Yeah, it'll be tough to beat.
Although Derek Carr, I'm not sold.
I think I like him. I
like DC a lot. Why you don't like DC?
He's so inconsistent. Inconsistent.
He's also played with multiple offensive coordinators. He probably played with more offensive coordinators than a lot of quarterbacks in his first 6 years.
That's not an excuse for me, buddy. I drafted Alex Smith in 2005.
That's facts. He played with a whole bunch of different offensive coordinators.
He had 5 coordinators in 5 years. I'm like, can we let this young guy learn one system?
That's tough.
Oh, it's awful. There's nothing you can do about it.
Jeez. How many was it 5 for 5 different systems each year?
Yeah, well, you got the first year. My first year there, we hired Mike McCarthy.
Yep.
I lose him by helping my buddy out, GM in Green Bay, to give him the head coach in Green Bay. So he goes there. The next year,
first down Broncos.
Interception, Caleb Williams. He just throws it into double coverage, thinking he can squeeze the ball in. It's not the Pac-12, big dog.
Why are you a quarterback hater today?
I'm not, man. I'm watching the game.
CJ's quietly going, why aren't they handing the ball off?
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm trust me, as a play caller, I love throwing the ball just as much as anybody, but you just gotta this is that Caleb, dude. This is the same throw he threw last week against Houston. Like he threw the double coverage last week against Houston, and it didn't work out.
Why are we calling the same play again? Here are the Broncos.
Because you'll think he learned from his mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Don't you tell your daughter or son when they make the first mistake and you put them in the same position not to make the same mistake?
It's not always that easy, CJ, just so you know.
Oh, I know. I got a 5-year-old. I got to continuously tell her, no.
I wish it was that easy.
It's usually my daughter telling me that.
And your son telling you to lose weight.
Yeah. Well, Thibodeau with a big sack. This guy's going to be all right.
I like Thibodeau. Yeah. I like him a lot.
All right, 2nd and 10. Sean calls a goofy
pitch play.
Sweep.
You saw that sweep? like that's where you go. Like, what are you doing?
Out of the shotgun. What are we doing?
Yeah, that wasn't a good call. That wasn't a good call at all.
Rob, they're ahead of us, bud.
I know, right?
Oh, y'all didn't see it.
I'm waiting to see it.
Hey, Rob, I'll be right back. My grandma need me to do something right quick. Just put me on the 3-box or something.
I'll put you.
I'll tell you this, though. What I just said, though, they started the ball on the 10-yard line, the Broncos did, with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. They might wind up here with a field goal, go up 23-7.
It's offside defense.
But still, they killed the whole quarter.
They're playing well, bud. It's their day.
Tampa just jumps off sides on 3rd and 14.
Correct.
So
the same guy. It's the same guy did earlier.
Yep. Trying to make
That's 2 for 2.
So now they're going to get 3rd and 9. But I'm telling you, they killed the whole third quarter, and they're going to go up. They're going to go up by 2 scores.
It's their game. It's their day. I got to leave for a second too. I got to take a restroom break.
So, Peter, I think you're spot on with like the time of possession is eating up the third quarter. They're just not giving Tampa Bay the ball with opportunities.
Right
A lot
now,
of good things happen in a game when you're up and you don't let the other team's offense have the ball.
right now, the time of possession is team stats 26-18. It's gonna be 27-18 here as soon as the end of this quarter here. Here's Bo Nix. Tampa's offsides again. And
Is Bo
Dulcich-
Nix getting them, or is Tampa Bay being undisciplined?
No, they're just trying to beat the snap gun, and it's going to eliminate a catch by Dulcich, so he won't even hit the freaking stat sheet. He just jumped the gun again. All right, so
we got to ask CJ when he gets back. How infuriating is that when you have a decent play and it gets called off from a penalty?
well, some of the stuff, yeah. If you get a 20, well, if you get a 60-yard run, it gets called back. Or
Yeah,
if you get a 20-yard pass, and they take the pass interference. All right, so it's, instead of 3rd and 14, now it's 3rd and 4.
yeah, no, 10 easy yards, 10 free yards.
And they're calling back the whole at the end of the third quarter,
Yeah,
switching directions. I will tell you that the Texans 21-0. That's very, very distressing, especially since everybody picked them to be in the Super Bowl.
right. Here, I'll give you a quick scoring update here. The Giants are still up 21-7, about 7 minutes left in the third. Finishing in the third here, the Packers are up 27-14. The Titans got some points on the board, but they're still up. And Packers are moving the ball down the field, about getting in Titans' side of the field. The low scoring game of the day, the Colts are up 7-3 on the Bears halfway through the third about.
No, it's 3-0 Philly and
Oh, yeah, you're right. The soccer game down there. And then you have the Vikings, like you said, it's still up 21-0 on the Texans. Come on, I need Tank Dell. Let's go. CJ, throw it to him.
it's gonna be tough without Mixon. I keep telling you.
It is, yeah. It's amazing how like the absence of one player, especially the running back, how the game changes for a team.
Well, what happens is then you don't have to bring extra guy in the box, all kinds of stuff. Texans trying to score, and they do. 21-7. Not Tank Dell.
Akers, we'll take it.
Fourth quarter though.
Why is it? Do you know why I just got the delayed show up for the Eagles and the Saints? Is that a weather?
What's that now?
A delay for the Eagles and the Saints games going on?
No. Let me check.
It says delayed. The Chargers are
The Eagles and the Saints delayed.
That's what just came up on the ESPN scoring update.
Can't be weather. They're playing in a dome, Rob.
Oh, okay, sorry. It says it's delayed for whatever reason.
Let me see there on commercial break. I got the 4 screen up here.
Okay. What about the Steelers going up? The Steelers could go 3-0 here, traveling, or they didn't travel. The Chargers came to them 13-10 early in the fourth quarter.
Well, with Herbert hurt, that's going to hurt them.
Yeah.
So they're on a commercial break right now in Phil. This will be an interesting drive here for the Broncos. If they can complete this third down. Smith is hurt for the Eagles. He's going in the blue tent. The wide receiver, Devontae Smith. D. Lyman just hit him from helmet to helmet from behind. Knocked his helmet off, knocked him into Tuesday. Yeah, it's going to be concussion pro. Oh, that's what the delay is.
Oh, an injury timeout, more or less.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're back going. The clock's up there now.
Yep, they're playing. All right, so here's the big play by the Broncos. 15-yard line, 3rd and 4, going empty. Don't like this. Tampa's bringing the house. Fade route to Cortland Sutton. Caught it, but they're saying out of bounds.
Oh.
You got to give him a chance to score. Eagles just scored a touchdown on a long Saquon Barkley touchdown run. But still, it's 20 to. It's going to be 23.
Yep. 23-7. You got to feel good about that for the Broncos to start the fourth quarter. For all the purgatory we've been in the last 2 weeks, all the hope that's been spewed out.
What's purgatory betting?
What? Say again?
What's purgatory betting?
Well, it's just been in purgatory where you feel like you're not where you want to be. And now all this hope is being spewed out there saying, hey, Sean Payton, Bo Nix. And we all knew it was going to be a long journey with Bo Nix.
Well, it's a little shorter today.
Makes you feel good. What are you thinking a little ahead with your Jets going to the Jets next week? I mean, obviously feels better coming off a victory going up to New York, but the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, I would say they looked pretty good this week.
Well, yeah. Well, Aaron Rodgers doing what Aaron Rodgers does, it's very hard to defend. It looks like Herbert's still out of the game in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh up 13-10. He's out of the game. Giants up 21-7, moving the ball. And Saquon Barkley just scored. All right, so now when they come back here, it is a big – if they go 23-7, they could stop Tampa here, they're going to be fine.
Partner, I'm not trying to jinx it, but the game's over. I'm telling you. I know Tampa all too well. I know exactly what the quarterback's mindsets are right now. He's going to force. All
right, so Scott, it's commercial break. General manager, all right? Third quarter, let's say you have an injury, Chargers lose Herbert.
Yep.
What's the process? Are we already bringing quarterbacks for tomorrow?
100%. Depending on how bad the injury is, yeah, you always have an emergency list with you. You have your pro scouts with you in the box. And, yeah, you start calling agents, getting stuff lined up, and you start calling – they start, calling for flights and get them in. And as you're well aware, you fly them in Mondays, and then Tuesday's the workout day. And you have your emergency list that goes from A to Z, 1, 2, 3, 4, in that order. Like if all of a sudden, if you knew Herbert went down with a broken leg and you thought you had a chance to be a playoff team, Tannehill would come into play. Guys like that, and you get them on plane ASAP that Monday, work them out Tuesday.
So, all right, so let's say it's a corner and you have 2 on the practice squad. Then are you looking to bring a veteran corner in?
It all depends on the depth, buddy. It all depends on what you feel about the practice squad guys. Are they just hopefully make it guys a year from now, or are they both 5-year vets that have played in the NFL? That changes everything. Because if not, if you think you got a pretty good team, or got a chance to have a pretty good team, and this time of year everybody does, you want to have a vet come in. If it's not on the practice squad, back then when I was on the practice squad, you didn't have veterans. Mm-hmm. They could, they'd be on for whatever 2 years, whatever it was. Peter, you would know, and then they're off. Now you can bring in a 10-year guy and put him on the practice squad.
Right.
So times have changed. But back then, I'd be like, guys, when I first in San Fran, I'm like, let's just go with the young guy. Shit, we're not going to win anyway, or not, probably not. But if all of a sudden, say you're like Chargers, they'd be like, no, give me a vet that's played. Show me some tape and playing an NFL game, and then all of a sudden, well, that's the guy I want. The coaches want that. They don't want to teach a young kid.
So speaking of
which, don't trust them.
Right. So Sam Darnold just got rolled up on his ankles. He tried to walk off the field and he just collapsed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Nick Mullins is coming in for him.
I was going to ask you if you could name me the backup.
Come on, man. I know.
Well, and Nick's one of those guys. He's a number 2 for life, but a solid number 2 for right now. You can function with him, but he's not gonna take you to the promised land.
Best job in the world is being a backup quarterback.
Well, until
you gotta be the starter.
until you have to play 5 weeks in a row. This sucks.
Ask Chase Daniels, right? Some of the best backup quarterbacks in the world has made a whole lot of cash.
Oh, no doubt.
Hold that clipboard.
No doubt about it.
I don't know. I like the idea of being a Shohei Ohtani, the designated hitter, making $700 million a year. 4 bats a day.
Yeah, you gotta
produce.
You gotta play. Yeah, you gotta play.
Produce.
When I'm Chase Daniels, I'm praying. We used to say this about Brock Osweiler, right? Like, get all your work during preseason, But you are definitely praying that Peyton Manning does not go down. You can sit back, collect your $3, $4, $5, $6 million. Man, they paying backup quarterbacks like $6-7 million a year.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
You times that by 18, 15 years in the league. Come on, man.
It's ridiculous.
Pete, you would be happy. I would be happy. You'll be getting your 3%. And I'll sitting here saying, hey, Pete, hey, find me another role where the quarterback don't get hurt.
Well, my good friend who finally retired this year, but he was in training camp, is Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy, yeah,
I'm
that's another one.
Dude, how much money have you made being a backup? He says, oh, multi-millions.
What?
I'm like, why do you keep doing it? He said, they keep paying me.
They keep paying me.
I don't have to play.
They pay
He had to play last year, you know. And then all of a sudden it's like, I think I'm going to retire.
Broncos gets to Baker Mayfield. He gets it away. But the Broncos are just playing harder, faster, and longer.
They're the much better team today. Much better.
Saquon, 65-yard touchdown run. Eagles up 7-3.
Are we still Barkley fan?
I love Saquon.
Okay, cool.
I think Saquon can play. I mean, I think in New York he didn't have too much help, as they say.
And he got hurt too.
And then he got hurt, but I think playing with this offense with those weapons.
Oh damn, he's running now. He's running away from Lattimore.
Yeah,
wow.
Saquon ain't no slouch now.
No. I liked him a lot coming out. A lot.
So if you're VJ here on this drive, are you trying to get him off the field or just make sure it's a long drive or a mixture of both? What are you trying to do?
Nothing behind you.
Yeah, nothing behind you. Don't give him no big plays.
But still be aggressive.
Still be aggressive, yes.
Yeah, you still got 12 and a half minutes on the clock. You can't just give him a touchdown. You still got to be aggressive. Do what you've been doing all game. You've been fucking dominating their tails. Keep doing it.
Right. Don't let Baker get comfortable. You had him uncomfortable all day.
Correct.
But what I don't understand, Darnold's back in, but I don't understand when you're down by right here, 16 points, we're in the fourth quarter. Where's the sense of time urgency, clock urgency? Last time they went down to 4 seconds on the play clock. I mean, I know you don't have to go no huddle, but a little clock urgency never hurt here.
Yeah, not breaking the huddle with 15 seconds left like they just did. Right. I agree with you on that. Yeah. Hey,
I get a quick huddle. Let's go. I mean, I'm going to the
coach
playing
sack. Here we go. Got to him again. They've been harassing Baker all day. We thought Chicago line looked bad last week. Baker's definitely not giving Tampa nothing for Christmas right now.
Well, I'll tell you that right guard ought to get a swift kick.
Yeah,
you know what?
He doing that. What we call it, the nay-nay, right? He getting pushed back. Something crazy.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
All right. At the end of the day, you got to be a man. Touchdown. Another touchdown by Sammy D. They up 28-7 over there.
He's back in it.
Oh, the flag on the play. That's tough for them.
I mean, the Broncos are up to 4 sacks today. A lot of pressure.
There's been a lot of pressure. So I was going to say, a lot of hurries.
A lot of pressure, a lot of hurries.
I guarantee tomorrow morning Baker will be feeling it. Guaranteed. Not tonight, though. He'll go out and have a little fun, I promise you.
What a run. Look at the Colts. I did not choose the Colts because I went with the quarterback play, but they're running the ball. Something crazy.
Is it Taylor?
Nah, it's the backup. Jonathan had a big run before that.
It's the screen pass. All right, so we going for it, fourth down?
You have to.
You have no choice. You're losing.
No choice.
Good blitz by BJ. Didn't picked it up. Baker. No, Baker, what are you doing? You're not Lamar Jackson, bro. Throw the ball.
It's not his day. It's not their day, I'm telling you.
And a turnover on downs for the good old Denver Broncos. Did not fall for the Baker dead leg like he hit Detroit with last week.
Oh, do you know what, Peter?
I would have kicked the field goal.
I was going to say you might be right because it put you down 2 scores.
Right. What are we doing?
Yeah. No.
Desperate. You're desperate. That's what you're doing. You're desperate.
Well, I don't get it. 23-10, 2 scores.
Yeah, no. You're right.
I get it. Wow, what an attitude play. Scott would love that play. Attitude play. They stopped the running back. Oh, that's Trey Sermon. from Oklahoma or Ohio State, but they stopped Trey Sermon in the backfield, and
Ohio
everybody pushed him. Everybody pushed him into
like
the end
it.
zone. Attitude play right there.
I like it.
Alvin Kamara, 25-yard catch on a wheel route.
Good play. Off the play action.
Why do you got to?
action?
I'll take Alvin Kamara against anybody with a number 5 as his first number all day long.
Shots fired there, huh?
Yep. You line up a guy with a 50 number. I'm gonna run Kamara. I'm gonna ISO him.
Kamara's a good back. He's a good
AK
back.
can play, boy.
Yep.
AK can play.
Yep.
Look at Sammy D, man. Sammy D looking like the round 1 pick 3 Sam Darnold.
Sammy D.
That's what we called him when he was at SC.
No, I got you. No, I get it.
Chicago still with 3 points on the board. Colts just went up 14-3. All right, so now for the Broncos, you want to get 2 first downs here. Just 2 first downs.
Just don't turn the ball over.
Just don't turn the ball over. I was just going to say that. Just don't turn the ball over and you'll be fine.
Punting's fine. The game's over. I'm telling you, Peter. It's not Tampa's day, and it's Denver's day. VJ had a great game plan, and it's worked out to a T. And Tampa Bay has not adjusted, and that's part of football. That's why you play on Sundays, you know.
And then you look at from Denver's point of view, right? In the red zone, they were better. They capitalized off on the turnovers, which they didn't do the last 2 weeks.
100%.
Right?
100%.
This is what we asked for them to do, and they did it.
No, it's a good day for them, and it's much needed. You know,
Yeah.
and one was in dire straits, and one was like happy they're 2-0.
Steelers just got another touchdown, 55-yard touchdowns from Justin Fields to Austin.
Steelers up what? 10?
I'll be up 10 here after the extra point.
I didn't pick the
20 to
Steelers
10.
either. I picked the Chargers.
All right, so and the Giants just held the Browns, and they're in the fourth quarter too. They're up by 2 scores.
Yeah, I got a lot more L's coming this week. Oh, big run, Denver. Huge run.
I'm still in commercial break.
Sorry.
I'm like, is it an Amazon Prime commercial? What's he running?
Rob, I switched to red zone just so you know.
I don't know who's number 28 for Denver. That was a hell of a run right there.
It's the McLaughlin guy or whatever.
I thought he was 38.
I don't know who it is.
And McLaughlin's 38. 28 is not the rookie, right?
Beatty. Tyler Beatty.
Oh, that's Beatty. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
Good
Big
back.
run right there.
Yeah,
Big run right there.
The thing about him, CJ, you like he had a good career at Missouri, but he's a tough little sucker now. He don't back down from nada. It's really cool.
That is a great run. Look at that.
Give it back to him.
So, Scott, when you were a GM and on the sidelines, were you the guy flexing in the background after a big play, like like on the sideline there?
That's my pick.
That's my guy there.
Negative.
All right, so as a GM though, and the sidelines, at what time do you say, okay, time to go down the sideline, get out of the booth?
You know what? I would only do it, and I would never do it in San Fran. Never, ever, because I didn't want to be, on TV and that kind of crud. And I want the coaches to have their space. That's their office, not mine. Mine's upstairs. But when I was with John Schneider in Seattle, he'd always want to go down when we were winning, like with 5 minutes left. Because he wanted to, shake the players' hands, coaches' hands, and stuff like that. I was never that social. Let's just say that. I'd see him in the locker room. I'd say congratulations, hell of a game, or whatever. But everybody's different. I think sometimes there'll be GMs that go down on the sideline when they're getting whooped pretty good, and just get the feel of the sideline, what the players are talking about, who's laughing, who's joking, who doesn't care, type of thing. Which I never wanted to know that. I could tell on tape, But everybody's different. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. I mean, I went to the Super Bowl when we played against the Broncos when I was in Seattle, and I was on the sideline the whole game because the owner's suite was completely packed, and I'm like, I'm just going to the sideline, and I've never done that before the whole game. the whole game.
Yeah, it worked out for you guys.
it was over early, but
43-8. I just remember that. I just remember the halftime speech, man. We came in at halftime. We were like, defense is playing, because our defense was playing well. We put them in bad position as offense. We were like, defense, get a stop, right? We're gonna make some adjustments. Let's go score.
Yep.
Right, defense help us again, and I think we said let's make it. I think at that time it was like 21-0. So we said let's make it 21-14 or 21-17 going into the fourth quarter, and let's see where it lays. And then Percy takes the kick return to the touchdown to the crib, and it was like, yep, that's game. That's game right there. It's 28-0. We have no chance.
You know what, CJ, was funny about that was before the game, I knew special teams coordinator very well, and he's like, listen, we're going to return a kickoff for a touchdown if they'll kick it to us. I'm like, cool. So we go in at halftime. He grabs me, and he says, watch this. He says, they're going to kick it short. He's going to catch it on the bounce, and he's going 80.
He did.
Son of a gun did. I'm like,
he
did.
Called a shot.
He did.
Oh, yeah.
I got a question for you, Scott. I never thought about this. You have coaches. You have ex-players that are coaches now and ex-players that are GM. In your line of work, you've done both. What do you think is better? Like having an ex-player that's a coach or having an ex-player that's a GM?
Coach. Hands down. And not so much as a GM. I'm not saying that, but just like I hired multiple ex-players as area scouts. Mm-hmm. And it's just too much tedious stuff, little things. You got to travel a lot. You got to be away from your kids, and all that. Now, as coaches, I've seen a lot of really good ones.
Yeah. Really
good ones. And I think, honestly, what's best for the ex-players is not the personnel side. I think it's the coaching side. Now, some can't get in. Like right now, Frank's working for the 49ers as a scout.
Yep.
He's like, dang, dude, why I got to do all this stuff? I'm like, well, that's part of the job. And he's not lazy at all.
Right.
He's a tough son of a gun that's passionate about football. As a coach, you're still in the mix with players. Yep. It keeps you involved. When you're a scout, you're on the road, you're by yourself.
Yeah.
You're not, out of sight, out of mind. You're not at games on Sundays. You're not, So I think, but there's been like Alonzo Highsmith's a really good scout. And he of course, he's an ex-player.
Yep.
And yeah, but I've had a lot that are just like, nah, like Todd Bowles. He says, I just quit. I'm going to go.
I'm going to be the DC.
I'm going to work with Doug Williams to be a D coordinator.
Do you think they do too much comparison to themselves or to other players in the position that they play with that were good instead of looking at the intangibles and stuff?
Yeah, not pointing fingers. The one thing I know with me, my brother played 4 years in the league. My dad played 7 years in the league. So I grew up kind of knowing X's and O's and that kind of stuff. But I didn't really want to know because I knew I was never going to be a coach. Mm-hmm. But my brother was pointing stuff off on tape to me. And he's like, well, no, the corner's supposed to sit here and react to this. And I'm like, I don't give a shit where he needs to sit. I just want to see him do it quick and fast and make it play.
Right.
So I never let him get involved with me, which I think helped me with my evaluations because I'm looking for the athlete. The tough guy, the aggressive guy, the quick guy, the explosion, the twitch, all that stuff. But guys like Elway, I guarantee he'd tell you this if you got him to talk honestly. I'm just saying. But
you're right.
The way he rated quarterbacks, why he missed so many times.
Compared him to him.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to find traits that he had that they have. And I think you can't do it.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, John. There's not too many John Elways walking around on this earth.
Yeah, but still though, he missed like 6 years in a row, and he wasn't trying to.
Yeah.
But he just was striking out.
Hey CJ, if you're a coach here, you're coaching Tampa Bay, you got Kyle Trask as the backup, a younger quarterback. When do you start going, hey, let's just see what the other guy has?
Nah, not right now. I mean, right. Maybe after this series you can, but like at the end of the day, you sit here. I mean, if Baker getting hit way too much, like right there, he just took another sack. If Baker's getting hit way too much, then yeah. But at some point, right, as a team, I need to see resilient. I need to see fight. I don't need to see you giving up, right? I got to find some way. We all know we play like dog shit. So I got to see, like, they couldn't even just pass off a regular TE right there. That's crazy. Correct. But I gotta see, right, our team have some type of fight so I can have something positive to walk in on Monday to move us until next week, right? If I give up, then they give up, right? So no time soon, in my opinion. And it's not like if it was 35-7, that's a different scenario too. But like I said, maybe after this series, probably, but not right now.
Yeah, well, so here's the question though, CJ, just to bring it all back to last night. Who would win today, Tampa or Florida State?
Florida State, man. Same problems the Broncos had, right? Cal in the red zone, can't score in the red zone, turn the ball over in the red zone, right? VJ still blissing. VJ, you disrespectful. See, now at the end of the day, when I shake VJ hand, I'm cussing him out. Bro, you up 26-7? Why are you blissing me still?
Well, the thing is, Rob, too, but answer your question, yes, CJ, is you got to know the personality of the player.
Yep.
And if you take Mayfield out, that's a shot at his pride and his character. And you don't want to do that this time of year. He'd rather take more sacks than be pulled out of the game.
Yeah. Well, he's taking them.
I mean, VJ just blissed him right there, like VJ.
But there's some quarterbacks that want to come out of the game. They're like, yeah, just pull me out. I'm done. And then to each their own. But I'm just saying you got to know the personality of the player you're pulling out.
Because I was thinking about more like even other sports like baseball or basketball towards the end of the game. It's you just go, hey, let's just see who else we have.
Correct.
Because like to protect the guys, they play a lot of games. It's like 17 games is a lot of games still for these guys. You kind of go the few extra less hits you take right now where it really doesn't matter. The game's over. You didn't bring your A game. You still are starting QB. You're just not finishing the game.
Yeah, but some of these coaches are like, you're keeping your tail out there because you played like dog crud. You deserve to get your ass whooped.
Cam Bynum, ex-Cal, right? Interception over there on CJ Stroud.
But it's also the same thing.
Cover two, because people just can't read cover two all of a sudden.
But Rob, it's also the same thing though. If you want to get your young quarterback in there, that means you got to leave your starting offensive line and then receivers because you can't put him in with all the backups because is that really going to develop him?
Good point.
Correct.
It just be nothing but a disaster preseason game.
Yep.
Versus the starters.
Yep.
I mean, but then again, last year I forget it was the Dolphins and they were getting blown out by whatever, and here the Broncos have an injury in '99, their best defensive player, and Chubb. Remember, Chubb blew out his knee at the end of a game towards ACL with 4 or 5 minutes left in a blowout loss.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good ball, Caleb. That looked good, Caleb.
All right.
The Browns are trying against the Giants. They're down. It's 21-15. The Browns got the ball with 11 and change to go in the fourth.
I love it. Oh my goodness, the Packers are. Oh Mike, why are these players hurdling? Oh my god, he just got destroyed.
It's a new thing, bud.
If you're watching the Packers game, watch the Packers game. He tried to hurdle and it didn't work out for him.
He got hit in the wrong area, you're saying?
Nah, he got hit in the chest.
Oh, okay.
Dude jumped up with him and slammed him down. That's Quandre, by the way. Quandre Diggs. That's my boy.
Hey, Saints are making it a game here. They're down. It's 7-6 Eagles, but Saints have the ball midfield. 6:40 left in that game.
The Eagles just missed a field goal.
Oh, wow.
Yep, just missed one. It was a long one. It was a long one, but it gave the Saints field position.
Good run, Josh. That's a good run by Josh Jacobs right there.
They're calling that PI on Patrick Surtain.
That's a bad call. Touchdown, Bears. Good ball, Caleb.
All right, so now it's 14-10. They're back in, and they still got 8 minutes left.
Yeah, plenty of time. Play defense. Great ball by there by Caleb. That's what I like to see, man. Good quarterback. See, Scott, I give you good quarterback play when it's good.
There you go. You're being positive. I like it.
When it's bad, though, it's like, come on, what are we doing?
I like it. We need positives in this world, not negatives.
Amen. I agree with that. But
I'll tell you, though, most of these games right now are 4 or 5 minutes left, all right?
Yeah.
you got to. I'm a firm believer. 4 or 5 minutes left. Like Saints just gave the ball to Alvin Kamara. You got to run your horses. You got to give them.
You got to find a way to run the ball here. Holding though. Why are we? That's holding. They got to call that holding down there on Houston. That was a big hold that they missed. These refs have missed some calls now.
Imagine not.
These refs have missed some calls. That was holding blatantly too.
So that's what VJ is doing. He's just running clock right now.
Touchdown, Minnesota. What a big run right there for Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones underrated. Sack.
Aaron Jones is a good
by
player.
the Broncos. Oh, he's a hell of a player.
You know who doesn't like him? He gets pissed me every time I bring it up. Is Frank. He's like, he can't play.
Why?
Yeah, he
Really?
can.
That's
I don't
shocking.
know. It must have been doing. I don't know. I won't get into it, but something must have happened.
Yeah, some together. Oh, he didn't score there. He got caught. He's on the one. That was a good sack. BJ has another. You can't throw that on. Oh, fumble! Picked up, scoop and scored by the Broncos. Come back. Oh yeah, you got to score. No, what are you doing? Okay.
Did they just CJ Anderson it?
Oh man, what? CJ scores on that. He ain't got my number on, but he ain't running like my number.
Well, I haven't seen it yet because I'm like 3 minutes behind you. Did he slide down or something?
I just saw the last sack.
Stay like they teach you when you pick up they teach you when you make a turnover on defense, stay down the sideline you were on. He cuts across back the field in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you got to stay on the sideline.
Yeah, so good play by Riley Moss. Look at that.
But still, 7 sacks today. That's a big thing. 7 sacks.
Yeah, it changes the game. So he scoops it, and all right, when you cut back like this, now you go back to the sideline. He cuts all the way across back the field, get caught by the lineman.
All your help's on the sideline. All your help's on the sideline.
Like, man, we talking about him on Monday. I just hope they know that. And Monday in the field room, we saying, bro, you got caught by the lineman, bro. Come on, man. What are you doing? Broncos are going to get their first win of the season here, and it looked really good. It looked really, really good. It's good for Denver. I was wrong, Denver. I was wrong. You guys got it.
They needed it big time. It's good for them. It's good for everybody. The whole organization, the players, the coaches, the families. It's all good.
Yeah.
Total yards today. Well, see, time of possession is going to be skewed because Tampa went back on a few drives, or at the end there, 337 to 216. You give up 216 yards, that's playing defense.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Minnesota with another touchdown. Houston is getting dominated.
They missed Joe.
It's good for him. A little humbling.
Even with Joe, I think they would have struggled anyway. I think they had a plan for Brian Flores, you can tell.
Bears got the ball back. Trying to move it down on the Colts.
Yeah, so we're sort of the best part of the day, right? The 141, last 20 minutes. This is when things happen. Even when you're watching basketball or hockey during the season, there's not 6 games finishing at the same time,
Right.
And who's got the multi-view on the DirecTV? How cool is that?
I got that going on right now. I got 4 games going on, just watching them. Seeing CJ throw the interception in the cover 2 is like, come on, CJ.
Right. I mean, but
what are we reading?
That's the great. I thought Sunday Ticket was the greatest invention. The 4 screens is
4 screens is even better. Well, remember DirecTV way back in the day used to watch all 8 games on one screen.
Correct.
It was small though, like real, like if you were
couldn't
checkerboard, checkerboard. You had to have a magnifying glass. It was,
I remember.
If I could figure this out, if I could turn around, I got 8 games on right there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's
Look at that.
That's what I look like right now. Yeah, watch all your games. You don't miss anything.
I ain't missing a thing. I got 8 games on.
Yeah, that's how you keep up with all your clients.
Hey, Rob, we're not big time like that. I got Red Zone on.
I'm just watching on my spare monitor.
You choose. You got the money. You choose not to go get YouTube TV, Scott. He was a GM. We know what y'all getting paid. They putting y'all contracts out there on ESPN now. we know what y'all making. All right, Anthony. Do what we want you to do. Throw us an interception. You gotta stop the run. Come on, fellas. Jonathan Taylor is a really good back, by the way.
No, he's a good player. He's a really good player.
JT.
Do you know him as a person?
I do not.
He's a phenomenal guy. Phenomenal. I mean, almost too nice off the field. You see him on the football field, like that's a different animal. He got a lot of talent now. He's got to stay healthy.
So we got in one of my eight screens, Titans driving with Will Levis down by 16. That doesn't matter. Garbage time.
Yeah,
Browns got the ball back 10 minutes to go in the fourth.
Why is that game still got 10 minutes left? Dang. Throwing the ball too much over there?
The medical. The Myles Garrett's just limping off. Getting helped by two guys. Yeah, no, it's not good at all.
Saints in the red zone.
Let's go, Saints. I need that dub. I just lost the Pittsburgh. I can't believe I lost the Pittsburgh game. I thought Harbaugh and them would like find a way to win that game, especially with the offense of the Pittsburgh. I love Tomlin, man. Mike T make it happen.
He finds a way to win.
He know how to win, man. Mike T know how to win.
It's amazing. And every week people knock him, the team, the talent, the quarterback, whatever.
I have some friends that are Steeler fans that he drives them nuts.
No, but the son of guns wins.
That's but like he just drives them nuts because like, oh, he's too old school. We need this, and like they're winning 20-10 against the Chargers. It's like he just finds ways to win.
He's got like what 16 seasons in a row of being above 500.
Yeah, never had a losing season.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Never had a losing season.
That's incredible. He's a great dude, a really good person, great guy. He just finds the way to win, and he fits in with anybody. Young, old, it doesn't matter. He'll adjust to anybody, any player, any coach, any scout. It's really cool.
I never got to play for him, but people rave about him.
Yeah,
rave about what type of coach and man he is. People rave about it.
And now he'll get after his guys when need be.
Yeah,
but he also knows when to pat him on the back too.
Packers with 8 sacks today.
Dang.
Richardson pick. Oh, that's cool. We'll take that though. Incomplete.
Why are you pulling against them?
Oh, because we got pick'ems with my family, and I got the Bears. So
I was gonna say, what do you do to you?
I got nothing against him personally, but
like crazy.
If he's playing terribly, I'm all in.
That's why I need CJ to throw a big one to Tank Dell right now. Let's go.
Nah, CJ just got sacked. If anything, so you want to talk about that backup quarterback? I'll take CJ out right here. There's no point.
Looks like the Browns fumbled.
No way. Come on, man. I got the Browns. No way.
Way.
Who fumbled? Ford?
Way.
Hey, D-Hop.
No, if it fits the play, Pierce talking about it's Ford. It's 34. He's in there.
Come on, man. Can't be fumbling the ball right now.
Yep.
Matter of fact, it was fumbled exchange, but he wasn't even off right. It was bad by both of them.
6 minutes left. We get to see Caleb go win the game. That'll be fun. Tunsil in the fall starters 31-7. I will be taking CJ Stroud out the game, saving him because Brian Flores is still blitzing like VJ. I'm shaking Brian's hand at the end of the game, going, bro, what's up? What's up? Why are you blitzing me, bro? What's up?
Is that like keeping the press on in basketball when you're up by 25?
Yeah, like what are we doing? Yes, why? Why are you full court pressing?
Are you shaking his hand or are you giving him a look off?
Oh no, I'm shaking his hand firm, I'm getting in there and I'm getting in his face, and he gonna get some words from me.
I'll see you again. Don't worry.
And he gonna get some words from me. And if he feeling really froggy, I'll meet him in the locker room. I'm about that. You know that, Pete. I'm on that.
Right, so
I don't publicize that like a Marshawn or a Pac-Man, but I'm on that. You want to get them up? We can get them up. I'm on that.
So the Broncos are in a victory formation, but so that's the difference between a football and hockey. Like if you were to do that in hockey, you wouldn't have to. You'd shake their hands because the next time, first play of the game, you got
dropping gloves.
Yeah, see,
and they
that's why I love that sport. That sport to just go get it. Like I'm on. I don't know too many of the rules outside of icing, right? But when they drop them gloves, I know what time it is.
Right, but I'm just telling. Right, but I'm just telling you. So even if the next time we played, Philly played the Saints or Vikings played Texans, 3 months later, you know not to put your starters on the ice for this opening faceoff.
Amen.
Because they do not forget. Now CJ, if you were playing hockey, you'd be on my fourth line, right? And
because he's a brother. You're being racist.
Because I can't skate. You don't think I can skate?
CJ used to coach.
Oh yeah. Oh nah, Pete. You want to tell that story? Nah, not Gavin. You.
CJ got kicked out. CJ got kicked out. I'm coaching Gavin's Pee Wee team. He might have been 12 or 13, and we were getting some really bad ref. And CJ got kicked out of the game.
So that one, and then I go watch.
He was on the bench.
Yeah. So then I go watch Pete play the adult hockey thing or whatever, and him and Jace a good player. JJ Lane, JJ's another good player. But I'm in there, act like I'm coaching. I don't know what's going on. But one of the grown dudes was like talking smack to Pete. I wasn't feeling that. And they telling me like, calm down. And I'm like, nah, I'm ready to beat this dude's ass. You know what I'm saying? Like talking to my agent. Like, this ain't just my agent, this is my boy. He's talking to my boy. Pete, like, CJ, it's not that serious. He's just like, nah. It didn't look like he was joking, Pete. It looked like he was really, and he was talking smack back. So then after that, I went in the locker room and I'm like, what's up? Oh, it's all fun and games. Oh, it's fun and games now. Strip sack by the coach. But yeah, I got kicked out of a game, and then I almost fought one of Pete's players.
Scott, the worst part, this was a church league.
Hey, all I know is we used to have the attitude: down by 4, start a war. See, that's what happened. CJ be on the bench, right? And the coach would come up to him and tap on his shoulder and go, CJ, go make something happen.
He gets some blood boiling, get something fired up.
And when they mean make something happen, they're not talking about scoring a goal.
Well, the Broncos, it's finals.
Right, so they don't let that happen. We laugh about it, but they don't let that happen in the NFL, and that's sad because I do think that that's the way that the players control certain things. All right, and like you take a cheap shot on your quarterback, and you allow me to. If you know that I'm going to come after you, you're not doing it. Like there's a great video of Marty McSorley out there, and he was the enforcer for Gretzky. And the video shows McSorley just beating the crap out of, I think, Kachuk or something. And they're like, oh, let's go see what happened. And they rewound the play, and they showed it. Basically, McSorley, that Kachuk just normally checked Gretzky. It wasn't a cheap shot, wasn't nothing. But he was saying, you don't even touch him. Yeah. I don't care if it's a totally legal play. You are not going to touch my guy, the great one, without retaliation. That's the score. And if they let that in football instead of all these fines, it'd be a different deal.
That's I use the same hockey analogies with like the unspoken rules is like in the workplace these days with you have people that just work in their basement, work remote, and they'll send nasty emails to coworkers about all this stuff. But then if you had to go walk down the hallway if you wrote a bad email about Peter and you have to go walk down by his office and see Peter, you're not going to do it. It's kind of like the hockey rules here where it's.
No, you're right. You're right.
I'm all about confrontation. I'm all on that because I trust me to throw the better punch if he ever gets there. I'm all about that.
Brother, I'm with you. I'm undefeated. Besides my two older brothers, I'm undefeated in life.
Right. I'm all about getting after.
I'm not really proud of it, but
yeah, me either.
I'm undefeated.
Hey, all right, so as we wind up here with 8 minutes left, the thing that really drives me crazy about this new kickoff rule is the onside. That was just such an integral part of the game.
Correct.
And
it's like impossible to get the ball back. It's just like it's impossible to get. Like if you thought you probably have a better chance of winning a lottery than you are recovering an onside kick these days.
Right.
Well, the thing about it, Peter, I don't know if you remember when I first got to San Fran, I had Joe Nedney. I signed Joe Nedney as a kicker, and we'd get either after first kick of the game or after halftime because we needed the possessions because we didn't have a good team. We probably get 4 to 5 a year onside kicks, surprise onside kicks. And he could punch it in the ground and pop it in the air and pop it again. Yeah. And then, all the guys would turn them back, running back already because it's first kickoff of the game. So we do it, and I'm telling you, we get 4 or 5. Nowadays, if you do it, you got to tell them you're doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah, you got to say, hey, we're going to onside. So, okay. So now they know. Now, I get it. If it's the last play of the game or the last 30 seconds of the game, they already pretty much figured you're going to say you're onside.
Oh, my God. 3rd and 1, Cleveland tries to sneak it, and they get stuffed. So it's going to be 4th and 1, 4:33 left on their own 28. Are they going to punt it? So, like, without the onside kick, it's sort of like when the Yankees had Goose Gossage or Rivera as a closer. Once you got to the 9th inning, the game was over.
The game was over, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Game
Back
was over.
in them days.
I mean, when they brought Goose Gossage in and Rivera, ain't nothing happening. Just all right, let's see what they're going to do. Browns are going to go for it. 4th and 1 on their own 29. They got to.
Is that Watson at quarterback?
Yep.
Okay.
So while we're looking at the Broncos played extremely well. Thought they did the things that they were supposed to do on both sides of the ball, especially capitalizing in the red zone. So this is good for Sean. I want to ask everybody a question here. Do you think the Cowboys at home find a way to beat the Ravens? And do you think the Ravens start their season 0-3?
It'll be worth watching.
I'll go first with that. I think the Ravens win. I think they go in there and win.
Oh my goodness. What a play by the Eagles. What a play by the Eagles. What a play by the Eagles. What just happened? Blown coverage? 1st and goal at the 2 for the Eagles. Sorry to cut you off, Scott.
No, you're good.
Crazy right there.
Wait, so it's 4th and 1.
Picked.
4th and 1, and the Browns are in shotgun.
Oh, you had two DBs right into a linebacker.
Yeah, what is the Saints calling though? Why are you cutting off the proper plan? Why are you playing man-to-man in 3rd and 16? Dennis Allen, that's terrible.
I have no idea.
All right, so Deshaun Watson, shotgun, 4th and 1 after missing it on 3rd and 1. Goes back, reaches for the ball. Looks like he fumbled. And even if it is recovered, I don't think you could advance it. And they're going to lose the game over this play. Just
Giants
push the pile.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's Giants.
And the Eagles might find a way to win the game just on that retarded call by Dallas Goedert got 170 yards, 10 catches. That's a good day. It's a great day.
Hey, going back to your Ravens Cowboys, I'm taking the Ravens. I think Lamar is too good. I think the Cowboys are overrated in general. I do like Micah Parsons though.
Micah's a good player.
Well, I'm with you.
It's hard to see. It's hard to see that they will fall into a 0-3. It's hard to see that. But don't sleep on Dallas, man. Dallas just got embarrassed. I think Dallas ain't gonna come out and do their thing. Zimmer. I like Zimmer a lot. I'm a Zimmer fan. I'm not a fan of too many D coordinators, but I'm a Zimmer fan. I think Zimmer gets it right and finds a way, and they'll be all right.
Hey, CJ, going back to the Broncos game, your top rusher on 9 carries, 70 yards.
Well, it had to be Beatty on the big run.
Tyler Beatty.
All right, it had to be him on he had the big run. That changes everything.
Who's the starting back up in New York next week, week 4?
Javonte Williams. They don't have a bell cow. They all do this. They all do this, right? And whoever has the odd hand, like Beatty, they're going to play longer. But yeah, you're going to start Javonte and you'll figure it out. Starter does not matter in Denver right now. All right, it looks good, but you're not the starter. You're only the starter if you're playing well.
Makes sense.
Bears are not out of it. They still got 5 minutes left. Eagles are 13-12.
Going for 2. False start.
They didn't call it.
Can't be that blind, bro. The guard false started. Come on, man. I'm seeing that. I'm 3,000-4,000 miles away from New Orleans. In California, man. That was false start on the guard. Pete, you saw the false start, right?
I saw it. I believe it. They're showing the replay. What?
Oh, they showed it on the snap. They didn't show it before. The guard moved, man. 56 moved.
We'll see what old Derek Carr has now. You got minute one.
You right. Minute one timeout, need 3.
Yeah, gotta get field goal range. Or score a touchdown.
No way the Eagles won this.
They put Dallas Mills in for Houston. You're right, CJ.
Yeah, I mean, it's over. I wouldn't even play none of my other guys. We're playing all the backups right now.
So right now, if things finish the way they are, there are 3 undefeated teams left after 3 weeks. Buffalo's 2-0. They play tomorrow night. Who had Pittsburgh being undefeated?
Not me.
With Justin Fields as the quarterback.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who played quarterback. I didn't have
Well, that's why 4. Kansas City's undefeated. They play tonight.
I think Kansas City lose tonight. I didn't pick them to lose though, but I think Atlanta gonna be a good football team.
We just got to have the quarterback hang in there.
Oh my God, the Giants just missed a chip shot.
Love it.
Put them up by 9. Now they're only up by 6.
Love it. Let's go. Let's go, Browns. Come on, Brownies. Come on, Stefanski, Billy Musgrave. I need y'all over there.
So you got Minnesota and you got the Saints and you got Seattle still undefeated. Who had Seattle being undefeated now?
Seattle wins today. Seattle plays
Dolphins.
Yeah, They play your boys. No Tua.
Correct.
Seattle wins today. At home? Oh my God, Caleb Williams is getting sacked all over the place. Like, can we protect him?
Is just ridiculous.
Ridiculous is an understatement. They're just bad. Like this 2 weeks in a row. Like, come on, man, 79, bro. Like, what are you doing? Have some pride, man. Have some pride. Boy, that has to be a shitty feeling.
The Bears make up by not run blocking well, by not pass blocking well.
Jesus.
We can't even throw the ball down the field because we getting hit.
This is bad.
Oh, wow. That's that right guard.
So, Scott, when you have bad offensive line, and I know everybody let's start with the left tackle, but the whole 5 is bad. Where do you start? Interception, Derek Carr. Oh, Derek Carr. Oh, Scotty was right today.
Mark the moment down, Scott.
He got hit in the face, though. He got hit in the face. Big Fangio brought pressure. He got hit in the face. He got hit in the face, something crazy.
Hey, Scott, are the Browns coming back on the Giants here?
I don't think so. Although I shouldn't say that. The Giants are in a bad slump right now. It's one of those things you need a little luck to get out of it. Once you're out of it, then you start playing better. But when you're in it, it's like a black hole.
But yeah, when you got 5 bad offensive linemen, I know you start with the left tackle, but you have 5 bad ones. Who do you start with of building the offensive line?
You know what, partner? With me, I didn't care if it was left tackle, right tackle, left guard, right guard, center. I wanted 5 good football players.
Yep.
I wanted 5. I wanted size. I wanted toughness. And I wanted intelligence. I didn't want the best ones. I don't need Pro Bowlers. I don't need all pros. You give me 5 legit guys that can play and sync. It's a big man's game, in my opinion, up front. And you know what? And you got the most important hire. I was told this by my GM, my mentor, Ron Wolf. He says, hiring the head coach is the most important thing. And then hiring the opposite of what his expertise is offense or defense, you got to hire that. And he said, next most important thing, offensive line coach, 100%. He says, you get a good old line coach, they'll save your day, man, so many times.
All right, so here's some stats for you. Ready? First week, 43% of the people in survivor pools picked the Patriots to beat the Bengals.
Yeah.
Boom. Last week, it was the Raiders and the Ravens. That was 30%.
I'm over 2.
Today, it was the Broncos and another 30%. And another 30%. So there's 29% left in the whole league.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, man.
And Deshaun Watson for $250 million.
I think it's 255, wasn't it?
Yeah, it could be. But
whatever it was fully guaranteed, and he doesn't deserve it right now.
He throws the ball to number 19. I don't even know who that is. He hits him right in his stomach. He drops it. But again, it's 4th and 3. Why are we running 9-yard routes? Just run a 3-yard pick route. Let's go.
We were talking about undefeated teams. Talk about the teams that haven't won a game until this week. The Giants are going to win their first game. Broncos win their first game. The Colts are going to win their first game. Who else is Panthers maybe have a chance against the Raiders.
Touchdown Giants. Oh no.
The Ravens against the Cowboys.
Singletary goes down. He's running for a touchdown. They're up by 6. He goes down, CJ.
Yeah, game over.
On the 1 yard line.
Take a knee.
He pulled a CJ.
Dayball, man. Dayball, good coach over there.
Smart football.
Smart football. Don't get them.
Oh, they're good. The Giants. Oh, that's what you guys were just talking about. Good for him. It's very smart, bud.
That's good, right? Daniel
smart.
Jones probably played really well today.
Or either that or Cleveland's really bad. One of the two. It might be a little.
I don't know. I like Cleveland roster. Maybe not all.
But they can't win.
Yeah, they started looking at coaching. I like Stefanski though.
I don't mind the coach. I'm just Chubb not playing big time.
I don't think Deshaun Watson was the answer. Obviously,
I was going to say that's the problem.
Obviously, Baker Mayfield wasn't the answer over there with Hugh, but I didn't think Deshaun Watson. When you sit out, like during that whole time, what was Deshaun doing? Was he working out? Was he working on his game? He wasn't watching no tape. He ain't in no facility.
No,
he missed a lot of off seasons to get better.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
So it's off seasons matter.
Oh yeah,
especially at that position.
Yep.
Philadelphia with a victory formation.
Yeah, they're gonna win it. Bums. They're gonna win it with Jalen Hurts playing like absolutely dog crap.
They got all their points in the fourth quarter.
Dennis Allen calls that's the worst call in football. Dennis Allen calls man-to-man, right? Cover 5 too, where you see the crosser and here comes the safety to take the crosser, and that's how the safety runs into the linebacker.
I was gonna say
3rd and 16, terrible call. Like you want to know why you getting fired and not winning? Like stupid shit like that. That as a coach makes me so upset.
I just know there's someone out there with the 5-2 squares going, I finally won. I won.
right. 15-12. Yeah, right. Whatever thought that. But yeah, you call that man-to-man cutting the crosser off on 3rd down, bro. Like, that's just pathetic. That's just such bad coaching.
All right. Well, now these games are over. I gotta go get some work done.
I do too. It's great.
Hey guys,
fellas.
We'll talk to you guys Friday. Be ready for your predictions for the week.
If one of y'all, right, want to send me some film so I can do this same film laptop thing y'all do, I just want to watch some tape. I love watching ball, and I gotta
talk to your partner.
My partner keep telling me about some IP address stuff, like we can't find a way to hack it.
Well, it's the league office wants to keep it tight and on the down low.
I know the league office; they know me.
but
yeah, that's a different part of the league office.
Yeah, the team side has to they have to.
Wow, yeah, that makes it tough.
We'll talk about that off camera.
Hey, I'm staying at your house during football season, Pete. So I can watch. I'm flying to Colorado.
Pete's got all the tape he wants.
I know. That's why I'm trying to get there. But thank you guys, man. Thank you guys. We had a lot of fun, man. Yep. See you on Friday on our preview. I don't know who the Broncos play next week, but
the Jets, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, they play the Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. That'd be a tough one. But
they're staying out in West Virginia.
Yeah, they're staying in West Virginia. I don't know how much is out there.
I was going to say they're very careful. There's some weird people out there.
Thank you for all the guests that came. We'll see you guys next Friday. Broncos got to win. I was wrong. Obviously, Scott didn't choose. He was calling the game. Pete was right. Pete and Rob was right. They both chose the Broncos. Right? Pete won with the double. Pete took the Broncos with the points, and he got the win. So
I can call my bookie. All right, later, fellas.
All right, fellas. Good job, guys. It was fun.
Yeah, take care.